and you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane, it's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it, I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the.
Will Stewart here with another late night THFC Rant show. Preseason is on. Tottenham Hotspur are back. On the attack, playing attacking football, conceding goals. How you guys doing tonight? Make sure you smashing that like button right from the start. Let the other folks know out there that we are live. Help plug that algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Become a channel member. All of that BS. Get your super chats in. Help us continue to make killer content for you guys that is not happy clapper central, but a honest and I think rational point of view as Spurs fans we are. Tonight, first preseason match of the season, and we lose 2-3 to WetSpam. And you know, it's one of those deals, right? And what are we gonna do about this defense? I know, let's sign some center backs. God forbid we actually sign players who are able to do that job of keeping us from conceding goals. Shocker, I know. It's a shocker. But, you know, that would probably be the first thing that we could do in order to, I don't know, score goals and win matches. God forbid that we actually go out and sign players. But what are we going to talk about tonight? Tonight we've got that game there. We'll go over the player stats. If you want to join the show and have your say, if you want to come on, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Feel free to do so. Come in and have your say. All folks are welcome. You know, the only rules that we got for you guys calling in and coming on the show is 1, you must wear pants, and 2, you must wear trousers, and 3, you must not show your giblets on air, right? Because that's just gross, right? I don't know what it is about people in the that they think that it'd be funny to come on and show their private parts on live streams, but it's happened on more than one occasion out there, and most of the guys that are doing it have got micro peepees. So big up for at least having the confidence to show your micro peepee in front of hundreds or thousands of people. That takes balls. No, forgive the pun, but that's what we're gonna be doing tonight, talking about Tottenham Hotspur, and all of that good stuff. What did you guys think about the match? Let me know in the comments. We're gonna start introducing ourselves and reading out what we got going on here from the folks in the chat. Saying hello to everybody. We got Steve Ross in here straight off the bat. I think based off the title, Kane's not right. It's not right in the head.
You're the rightful leader, and there is strength in you, I see it.
Unite the clans. What do we got going on? Not right in the head today. Getting in Maddison's way, in my opinion. He's got to stop dropping back, right? Like, look, and I said this earlier on the Tottenham away stream, the live watch along. I don't know if you guys watched that or not. Check that out. It's almost had like 7,000 views already, so that was a pretty good show. And then he kept dropping back deep into Maddison's space and really just kind of interrupting what Maddison was doing. By the way, for me, was kind of like the first half standout, because you got to take it, and we'll kind of do like a player ranking system, and we'll base it off the first half and the second half, because completely different teams. I mean, they changed the entire 11, right, from the first half to the second half. So it was almost like two different games. We'll kind of go through each one quickly, because, we don't want this show to be 4, 5, 6 hours, unfortunately. And we got Elias in the house, channel member, and friend of the show. He says, why Postecoglou didn't win preseason game? Because he's not Postecoglou. That makes no sense, dude. I was like, freaking Paul, straight into all things Tottenham tonight, I hope. Yeah, straight into all things Tottenham. We don't do when the season's in there. I mean, like, sometimes at the end of the show, it gets into weird conversations about food or other things. But for the most part, when we're in season, the shows are pretty much, Tottenham focused. They're focused on the match of the day and all that good stuff. But if you do want to check out some fragrance stuff, WillStewart365 at WillStewart365 on Twitter, and we've got some stuff going on over there. Took a bit of a break for that, because there's this theme that I want to have for that particular channel, that I need an individual who's currently out of the country right now in order to make that more fun. That's what that is. There's a link right there. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Just click it. Come on, authenticate yourself through YouTube and all of those good things, and we'll get this going. Cold shot. People need to relax. LOL. It was our first preseason game, and it will get better over time, but Poss needs to tell Kane not to drop so deep, because he's in the way of Maddison. I agree, dude. I literally just said that. A big up, Cold Shot, always a watcher of the show. Big up, Big Ron in the house, Ron Diesel. My name is Jeff. Your name's Ron, my man. And we got Anthony LaFleur in the house. Also with the super chat later on in the show, I see there. AC Milan looking to sign Danjuma. What should you expect from him in terms of performance? Look, if you're needing like a backup for Pulisic or something there on the left wing, he may score a couple goals, but that's about it. Not anywhere close to what Pulisic is, but better than Richarlison. Let me be frank. Scott M, channel member, longtime fan of the show, always positive, always a happy clapper. Scott M, nothing, he says. Full Bulls in the house. Big up Full Bull. We got the Spurs fan in. Cold shot, regardless of being our first game. Winning breeds the mentality we need, friendly or not. Yeah, you always like to win, even if it's a friendly. But here, now this is just anecdotal, right? It is not a fact, just a coincidence, if you will. Not logically necessary. But when we do bad in poor season, we end up tending to have a good regular season, in most cases. And when we come out rocking and rolling in preseason, we tend to end up having a bad overall yield. But when we do have a good preseason, the first half of this season tends to be good, and the second half tends to drop up. And when we have a bad preseason, it tends to be the opposite. That's just anecdotal, right? There's no evidence that necessitates that. It's just a coincidence. But it can give you some hope, because we need hope. Robert Yee's in the house. Get yourself a stadium that's profitable, then we can talk. Till then, just pray he'll deliver, but don't count on it. I think we have a stadium that's profitable. David's in the house. 안녕하세요. 친구야. I guess 동생이지. 친구 아니고. 또 친구 같은 동생, 친동생. 안녕하세요. Welcome. It's been a long time since I spoke Korean on a stream. Where are all my Koreans at? Huh? 우리 한국 여러분들 어디 있습니까? 뭐 하십니까? 바쁘나 봐요. Paul, cold shot again. We got Kim Min-jae, Byron, Munich. Official 됐네요. Yeah, he's going to 이강인 PSG도 갔고. Yeah. Kim Min-jae and 이강인 are both going to different clubs, Bayern Munich and PSG. Big up, Lisa. Hope you're doing well over there in the Mexico. I'm kind of missing Cancun, to be honest with you. I need to get back there sometime. Anthony before Paul, Spurs fan. You guys having things, Spurs fan. Alejandro Perez in there, channel member as well. Make sure you hit that join button, become a channel member. It gets you mod perms. If you are a member and you don't have mod perms, just wave your hand in the chat and I'll take care of that while we are live today. Who else we got here? We got Peters in the house. Tap Soba or we riot. I agree, dude. We need Van de Ven or whatever his name is, VDV. Not good enough in my opinion. Not good enough in my opinion to get the job done for what we need to be done. Who else we got in the chat? Reload XXXXX. They're all balls, those weirdos. Yeah. Who else we got? Jeff Dawson in the house. Big up. Big dog. Big Will. Big yourself up. Big Jeff. Big Dawson. Your name is Jeff. So big up, Jeff. We got Mick in the house. Mick Dundee. Hi, I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Like, did you put the Dundee in there? Like, are you Crocodile Dundee, Mick Dundee, or is that just kind of like a troll? Being from Australia. Big up. Way to embrace the, the cultural stereotype. Bill's in the house. What up, Bill? Watching MLS All-Stars? I'm not. I'm doing the stream. So I'm not doing MLS All-Stars right now, unfortunately. Michael's in the house. Miss Misowati. I don't know why I said that in like a Japanese thing, but I did. It was kind of funny though. It was nice having a raging stiffy instead of a depression after watching the Spurs match. LOL, I bet that we will see improvements along the way. We have time to develop. Yeah, I mean, like, positives out of the match for sure was that, it definitely looked, there were definitely more. We created a ton with 30-something shots. I mean, we'll go over the stats later, but it was a fun game to watch, I guess you can say, if you want to see the new, attacking. There was a lot of weird things going on today that I couldn't wrap my head around, and I can't wait till we can actually watch the actual starting 11 play so I can start to analyze the tactics that Postecoglou's working here on that system, because it's not going to be cookie cutter. He didn't do the exact same thing in Japan as he did at Celtic. I mean, there were differences, there were changes, because you have to adapt as a manager if you're a good one. So I'm interested to see what he's going to be doing. But man, there was a lot of times when our center backs were in the box, sometimes being up as high as the striker, and it was just unique to me. One, we aren't used to it, and two, I don't know a whole lot about Ange Postecoglou. Like, I haven't studied him like I've studied Conte and Jose and experienced him like I experienced Pochettino. So it's gonna be a fun first couple of games, I think, to see what's going on. But we got Morlar in the house as well. Not sure he's capable. It's what he is now. What, the Harry Kane dropping deep? I don't know what you're talking about there. Referring to Unite the Clans, Stewart and Butler. LOL. Hey, look, if Sean wants me to do a show, I've already said, even though we pop off at each other all the time, if he wants me to come on, all he's got to do is invite me, man. There was a time when he was blocked on social medias, but he's not. So if he wants to invite me on his show, he can. And he's always welcome to call in here. Everybody's welcome. I think there's only one person I've blocked from coming on this show. Maybe two. But yeah, Sean can give me a call if he wants. I feel bad for you guys for not having two center backs already because Levy's being cheap. I know, and thank you very much, Anthony. Big up for the super chat. If anybody else wants to have their super chats read, once we get out of this introductory phase where I say hello to everybody in the chat who's spoken for the first time, super chats will take priority, and they're the only way to guarantee that your comment will get read out. Hey, and if you're gonna if you're gonna cuss me out, at least put it in a super chat. That makes it worth my time to read your banter or your slander or whatever you want to do. Dildos in the ass. What's up, man? Long time no see, my friend. Hey, Will. Treble incoming under Big Ange after smashing mighty West Ham 7-0. I don't think anybody said we were going to smash West Ham 7-0. I think I said we would win 4-3. And we could have, man. We could have smashed them 7-0 if we'd have finished our chances. But somebody, Richarlison, can't finish to save his life, man. Basuma missed a sitter as well. We'll get into that, I'm sure. Can't talk with an ice cube in my mouth. Easy's in the house. Big up, Easy, my man. Detroit Spurs. Big up, guys in Detroit. All the Yankee Spurs supporters. Who else we got in here for the first time? Mick Dundee. Already redhead. Jay Co's in the house. 안녕하세요. Long time no see, Jay Co. What's going on, my man? Who else we got? Black Lives Matter. Black Lives do matter. What's going on? Will Savage basically said all idiots who said good football can't be played with these players have been exposed and was gloating throughout the streams. Well, send me a clip on Twitter and I'll react to that. Because I'm not sure that we played good football. We played better football, more attacking on the front foot. But if you mean having 30 shots and like 20 of those on target and only scoring 2 goals, that's not good, right? So it all depends on what you mean by playing good football. But yeah, I'll be doing reactions to that. So send me the links of all of the naysayers and the do-gooders, and it could be a positive one. It doesn't have to be negative. It's not like it's a mudding the wrongings type of a deal. But we'll be doing both, and it won't be like I'll be taking shots at the people individually. We'll just be going over what they said, the logical, whether it's logical or illogical, and that type of a deal. It'll be more serious. It's not going to be a straight out, like bash show. That's not the point. But we will be reacting to, YouTubers, media pundits, stuff like that, commentary, criticism, all that good stuff. Who else we got here? Disabled Team, what's going on, my man? Hope you are well. RW's in the house. Big up, VDV. Has anybody seen Tapsova and VDV play? I've seen Tapsova play. VDV only had like one season, and I don't really watch Wolfsburg all that much, so no, I haven't. Tapsova's a good center back. VDV, I think, is yet to be seen. Let's see. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Dietrich's Kane's in the house. Big up, D. Dietrich's Kane. Dietrich's Byron Kane. What's going on? We don't have any guests in the back today. We're 24 minutes in. Not a single guy's popped in the back. That's all right. We'll just continue, and I'll just start going through regular comments. So if you got just a regular comment, no super chats are needed, just put it up and we'll start chatting. Otherwise, I'm going to start going into my player ratings and breakdowns. And then I'm sure somebody will join at some point. And if not, we'll just go. We'll do what I want to do, talking about statistics, player ratings, all of that stuff. And then we'll call it a day. It'll still take a while. It'll still be a good long show. But maybe a little bit less distracted, I don't know. It could be a good thing. It is a Tuesday night. A lot of people out and about doing stuff, got work and stuff like that too. So I'm sure we'll get somebody popping in at some point in time. No worries, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good. If we start talking Spurs, well, I'll go to bed at 6 a.m. again. No, it's all good, my man. But we'll just look. I got plenty of things to talk about today. And sometimes having people on the show kind of just detracts from it. I love having people on the show. Don't get me wrong, but we got As I say that, somebody's coming in to help me out. Got a couple people popping in and out to help me out. but I don't know if people can know who this is.
Of course you know. Was up really early or up late with us today on the watch along. Helping to mud the wrongins. You guys know who is coming, who is rising. The Dark Knight. Everybody in the chat, show your love for the one, the only, CQ.
Hi, Will. I think I heard you say that it was going to be less distracting, so I'm here for the distracting.
There you go.
I'm here to distract everyone.
It's always good to have, like the comments. I can play off the comments too. In fact, back in the day, if people are like old followers of the channel, I actually used to do a show where it was just me in the comments for like an hour and a half. It was actually a pretty good show. I may have to resurrect that one at some point. But it's good to have people on and bounce it off of too. But
well, I'm doing my laundry, so people might be able to hear that.
well, that's all right. We have someone else in the back too to help out. And you guys know who this is?
Tottenham away.
The one.
When we got Tottenham away.
The only.
The first game we looked for, Robbie.
Stelios.
When we got Tottenham away.
What's up, my man?
No, I guess I gotta leave now. Oh no. Here comes trouble. I guess I should leave now.
So good evening, everyone. Hello, how are you?
We're good. How are you doing? What'd you do today in your long day after being up at 10 a.m. to do this watch law?
Well, I've started celebrating that we're going to win the league. So got some peanuts, got a bottle of Gentleman's Jack, and I'm after that amazing display, we're clearly going to win the league. So starting the celebrations early, guys.
Yeah. So
And
what
we
do
got
you
hats
think of this
selling,
comment?
too.
I'm gonna put you on the
Selling
spot.
hats.
What do you think of this comment? So Saba's apparently going around saying that we're all idiots who said that good football can't be played with these players, and we've all been exposed.
Well, I messaged Sava today. We had a conversation, a back and forth, should I say? And I said to him, I'll tell you his exact words. His exact words. I think that's the best way to put it. And it's nothing against Saba. It's opinions. I welcome all opinions. His exact words were,
Bring out the receipts.
Well, he put, but Ange showed you can play good football. And I replied, and lose games. And there's your argument.
Because that's all we ever said, right?
Yeah. That's all we said. And look, Will, the argument went back and forth. And in the end, I said to him, look, you can hate Conte as much as you want. You can hate the way he played. You can hate the style of football, all you want. My argument was simple. And it was, if you gave Mourinho the defenders he needed, if you gave Conte the defenders he needed, it would have been successful. Now, the same thing is happening with Ange. He will not be successful with this defense. We outplayed West Ham. We were the better team. We played really good football, and we lost. It only took 4 chances, and they scored 3 goals. We don't even have to give away many chances because we're that bad at defending. So if you're going to make Ange successful, you have to get him defenders. But if you're going to give Ange defenders, why didn't you do it for 2 elite proven winners? That's the argument. That was the only argument we ever said. If you back any manager, we've got a chance. So,
well, and our points too. If I have a pretty
Ange is going to be great now. Don't tell me Ange is going to be great unless we back him, because he won't.
I mean, so the argument is that we're idiots because we said you couldn't play good football with this squad. We never said that you couldn't play attacking football with this squad. We said that you couldn't play attacking football with this squad without conceding a crap ton of goals and losing games, which is exactly what happened today. Like, I don't like it wasn't. Of course, you could have these guys play any style of football, but especially in the first half, playing out of the back was that hard, right? If West Ham wasn't sitting deep, playing a low block, right, we wouldn't have had hardly any possession. Now, right, freeing up or playing a higher line allows the attacking players to create more chances, right? We never said we didn't have a problem scoring goals under Conte. That wasn't our problem. Our problem was conceding 63 of them, playing a more pragmatic style.
Well, we played attacking football under Mason. We went to Anfield and we attacked them. We lost 4-3. We conceded 4 goals. Our argument is exactly what you said. You can play attacking football. You can be good on the eye. But by doing that, you're going to expose our biggest weakness, which is our defense. And we will concede more than what we score. This has always been the argument. And we've been proven right every time. You can't call fans idiots when they're being proven right every time and you're being proven wrong. Look, what I'll say to fans like Sava that have got his opinions, fans like Butler who've got his opinions on Levy, any fan, get me on your show, get Will on your show, come on our show and debate it. Don't call, if you're going to call it out, at least have people there so they can respond to it. That's the best way to do it, I think. So, look.
I mean, we can respond to it now, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I would go on.
But it's not personal. It's just
it's not personal. Yeah, but I mean, go to every show where we've ever had this debate, whether it be on our channel or Henry's channel or wherever we've talked about this particular topic, right? And actually listen to what we said. We never said that it was impossible for them to play an attacking style of football. What we meant, and if we did say that, what I meant by that, of course you can line them up in that fashion. Of course you can have them play those roles. The point is it's not going to win us anything, right? And look, this whole thing about playing, attacking football, it's today. If you look at all of the reactions, you got Ariane on We Are Tottenham TV. You got, a lot of people on different streams. They're all hyped up. They're super excited. They're, out of their minds saying this, that, and the other thing. It's exciting. And it's, I guess you could say positive. Like you have a positive feeling today because we haven't played that style in so long, right? That it's new. It's different. But if we go on and we lose our first 10 games of the season, do you think Postecoglou's still going to be here? Do you think we're still going to be having fun as a fan base if we're 0-10 in the first 10 games of the season?
Well, we're gonna win some games. We will win some games, especially in the beginning. What's going to happen is that I feel like we're going to have a little bit of a rocky start, which we always do. And then we'll start to hit a little bit of a purple patch in there because, new manager bounce. And then everybody will get super gassed about it and be like, oh my gosh, Big Ange, it is amazing. He's exactly what we needed. And then we'll be found out by like mid-season. If we don't get the center backs in, we will be found out. And they'll be cutting us open in the back, like always.
Unless we replace our center backs, right?
That's what I said. If we don't get our center backs, that's exactly what's going to happen.
But then if you replace the centre backs, why would you not have done that for Conte and Jose, who are elite winners in guaranteed trophies? Look, for me, today, it's simple what's happened, okay? It's very simple what's happened today. Fans weren't expecting us to play that good this quickly. And because it's happened quickly, they've jizzed in their pants too soon. And they've got overexcited and thinking, right, this is it. Wow, we're ready to go. And what they've done is, if you starve someone enough, and you feed them some crumbs, it feels like they've had a 3-course meal. When the reality is, we outplayed a relegation battling West Ham last season, who have lost their best player, and there was 5 youngsters playing today that barely feature in their starting 11. So we lost to a shit West Ham and we outplayed a shit West Ham. If we put in a performance like that against Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton, Aston Villa, Newcastle, and we dominate like that, and we win,
then we could be wrong. Then we might be wrong, right? And it's the players. It's the players that we said, because the players that we said couldn't play that way were Emerson, who was awful today, right? Tanganga, Dyer, right? The center backs all played poorly. We never, like, we always have said that we have the front three, right? And with James Maddison coming in now, and the way that Lo Celso played today, midfielders who can play in that vein, right? We've never said that we lacked a 6 today, right? We didn't have a 6 who was actually good in quality. Højbjerg came on and did a better job than Basuma did, right? But everybody wants him to leave. You know, we've never said that those players weren't capable of playing that system. We weren't able to play that system because, one, we have Reguilon back, who we said shouldn't have been gone, right? There's no way that like you saw what he played as a winger, not as a thing. But you had there's no way that Ryan Sessegnon is able to do what Reguilon did on that left-hand side today, going forward and put balls into the box. Right? There's no way that Emerson, if he was playing as a fullback, would have been able to do what Porro was doing in the first half.
The same people calling us idiots are the same people that said get rid of Lo Celso, who are now saying, "Oh, Lo Celso looks great." You weren't saying that when.
I said get rid of Lo Celso, but he had a good game today. You have to give credit where credit's due. I'm never confirmation bias. We have to see if he continues to do it.
Well, get rid of Lo Celso because he doesn't want to be here, right? That's the other thing. Like, it's like, I don't really think that we should be having any players that don't want to be here. Like, if they are trying to, and that goes for Harry Kane too, if he wants to leave, let him go. You know?
Well, I mean,
like, if Lo Celso doesn't want to be here, which he's kind of implied like he doesn't, then let him go. You know?
So he didn't play that way, but
Harry Kane played like he didn't want to be here.
Yeah, Harry Kane played like he didn't want to be here, but Lo Celso didn't play that way. But maybe Lo Celso played like he wants to get a move, because right after the game, Lo Celso's agent came out, right, and confirmed about Napoli, the Napoli links, right?
Well, it's been going on for a couple years now with Lo Celso that there's been rumblings about him not wanting to be here and playing better for Villarreal or whoever, Argentina, than he has for us, right? So
but why would your agent, if you intended on staying, if you intended on staying, why would your agent come out right after a match in which you played well in and start talking about getting moved?
Exactly, that's my point. I'm saying, like, he played better for Villarreal and he's played better for Argentina than he has for us, and there's been rumblings about him not wanting to be here for a couple of years now. So I would be surprised if that magically changed today and he was like, or yesterday, and was like, I really want to be.
I hope it would. It would help us out.
I'd be surprised, but I'm not in his head. But as far as what I know is, like, he doesn't really want to be here. So if he doesn't want to be here, even if he's a good player, I don't understand why people are like, yeah, we should keep him. We need to keep him. No, why you? He doesn't want to be here.
Well, I mean, if he plays like that for the rest of the season, we should keep him. But we got another guest to bring in. One of my favorites. Another American date. Spurs is in the house. Big on my man. How you doing tonight?
Hey.
You're on mute. There you go.
I don't mute myself. Sorry about that.
You're all good. What were your thoughts of the game?
Well, to be quite honest, I didn't watch it live. I only watched the highlights. But from what I saw, I mean, it's kind of there are some positives. I think definitely the attacking football it looks like we're having a lot more chances on goal, but I think the quality of chances I think we had some, but I think a lot of them were a little bit just kind of spamming into the box and seeing what happens. But overall, I think the negative to take away is the defense. I think that's what everyone's been talking about. Especially with 2 goals being set pieces, headers on goal. It's just that this just doesn't look good. And I mean, again, we've been begging for center backs, all these links, all these players we brought in, but yet we still haven't bought a center back. It is a little wild to think about, out of all the areas we thought we would need to improve. Now, granted, I think we do need to improve the midfield and up front, but the defense has always been struggling. So that's why I just don't get why we haven't bought a single center back yet. We've been linked with 2. I don't know what happened. I guess we're still going to sign at least one of them, hopefully. So, but other than that, I mean, we still lost the game. I know people don't really care, but I'm competitive, so I'm kind of mad we lost, but I'll get it.
And against West Ham.
I know, right?
I mean,
does it matter that it's not here or it's not in London? It's still a rival.
Do you know what was funny, Della Spurs? Fans were saying how the result is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. And yet in the post-match interview in the tunnel, there was a news station that interviewed Postecoglou and said, no, winning is everything.
Exactly. That's all he's been saying since he got here. He wants to win. Winning is everything. So if fans are going to be like, oh, we don't have to win, it's like, well, that's one of the main stakes of our managers. One of the things he prides himself on is winning games. So,
look, I hope the football is going to be great all season. It was very encouraging to watch us play today. At times, I praised us during the live watch along, saying, wow, that was really good. Really good. Am I watching Tottenham? But at the same time, any time our defence got called into action, they just looked a mess. Absolute shit show. And as soon as we play a half-decent team, they're going to tear us to pieces.
So I want to read something. So I just want to preface this by saying that I absolutely back Big Ange. I feel like that's what we're calling him now, Big Ange. I am getting behind the manager. I think that he has the right attitude about winning and everything. And if he fails, it's not, because we didn't get new center backs, that's not on him. That being said, I will say he did have this quote, okay? He said, quote, "The goals we conceded are partly on me. We haven't done loads of work on those kind of defensive areas and structures around set pieces and stuff. I can't expect the guys to take everything on board." So, yeah, he hasn't been with them for very long, for a few days, so forth, right? And he kind of is taking accountability for the loss. So I appreciate all of that. That being said, him saying that, this is what I hope, that it doesn't imply that he was working with them on the attacking stuff first and that he was prioritizing that first because he is an attacking football manager, as opposed to prioritizing the set pieces and defenses. Because we are the weakest defensively and with set pieces. So just because he's an attack-minded manager, I hope that it's not like a situation where he's like, this is my football, I'm attacking minded, so that's what I'm going to focus on, that's what I care about, and that's the number one priority. I'm not saying that is, but that quote does make me take a second, look at it being like, okay, I'm just going to remember this, and I hope that he is still really strongly prioritizing set pieces and the defense. In my opinion, that is what he should prioritize. Number one is getting that straightened out, working with those guys, and then building the overall attack from there.
Cubed, I don't think any coach can teach this lot how to defend set pieces. I just think they're inept.
I don't think so either, but saying that he hasn't done loads of work with them, of course he hasn't done loads of work, but him saying specifically on that side of things, I'm like, that concerns me a little bit. So that's all I'm saying. I don't know what's going on over there. I know it's really, really early, and I am optimistic, but I'm just hoping that he knows this is really bad on the defense and set piece side, and he is prioritizing those things.
Yeah.
There's one thing about set pieces, and I understand there still is instruction in defending that. But I think for me, I'll just say this: my experience with playing football or soccer here in America is probably up to around middle school, and couldn't make the high school team. So, and just take that. But when it came to set pieces for me, it was mostly about communicating. People saying, mark this guy, watch this guy, this is my guy, there's a runner over there. And when I think about our defense, I don't think, first of all, that we have a great communication among the back line, but I also don't see that defender standing up and saying, you stand here, I'll stand here, you stand there, someone watch that guy, you midfielder, you can stand right there. Like, I don't think there's anybody doing that, if not Lloris, who was the goalie, but now he's not here. So now I think, kind of like what Stella's saying, like, our defense is looking pretty cooked. I don't think there's any leadership. And when it comes to things like set pieces, I don't think you have to be this technical master or have these, formations and stuff to defend set pieces. It's just communicating. I'll stand here. Someone watch that guy. Stay in front of your man. Don't let this guy get behind you.
Well, and if you're going to play a zone, if you're going to do a zonal, hybrid, half zone, half man marking on set pieces, then you need to be awake, right? You need to pick up people that come into your zone, right? Tanganga was just watching. But now we got another guest to bring in. But before we do that, I'm just going to answer this real quick because it's an easy answer. So Flashback says, what's your opinion on high-end Olive's mechanical watches? Are they the real deal or are they just pretending to be something else? They are just a homage brand, a Chinese homage brand. I don't own any Olives, but I can tell you that it's probably going to be a little bit lower quality than something like a Pagani Design or Invictus. So I would recommend those over that. Could be wrong. They could be great. I just don't own it. But let's bring in the next guest of the night. Wrong button. I still need to load people's songs back from the other days. You know him. You love him. Everybody, show your love to Big Papi. Mari's in the house.
Mari.
How you doing? Everybody calls you Big Papi. What's going on?
Well. Thank you.
Hi, Mari.
Thank you.
You boxing? You boxing people? Is that what you come in?
Yeah, I just finished a good workout. I had a little bit of pounds, and I was like, I need to shed them. And so yeah, man, it was good workout. There's a boxing whatever thing in my gym.
Boxing club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go in the closet and get my gloves. Remember, I had those gloves at one time. Brought them out, so dust them off and practice, burn calories.
I got a friend who's real into boxing. He's actually a boxing trainer. He did MMA for a little bit. Only had a few professional fights, but he collects the Mexican brand of boxing gloves. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but yeah, they're expensive. Some of those gloves, man.
Yeah. I actually want to check out Lucha Libre. Next time I'm out there, I want to check it out. It's been on my list. I'm surprised I haven't gone yet. I want to check that out. I know it's fake wrestling. Actually, no, I think it's more real than American wrestling. But
yeah, probably. I mean, it's still scripted, but it's a little bit more physical, I think. But I haven't watched it. I did buy my son a mask though when I was there last time because they sell them everywhere.
Yeah, it's all over.
But what were your thoughts as you seen the the stuff that's going on today online or whatever about the game? If there's anything that's tickled your fancy or pissed you off, or yes, that's it. Reyes boxing gloves. Thank you.
As I processed, because I was really tired. Like you, we're in Eastern time zone, and the Cube is in West or Pacific time zone. So I crashed after the show, And then I got to think about what went on, and for the most part, positive. Offensive pulse. I wasn't bored. I'm being honest. I wasn't bored. Positives. I'll break it down quickly in just two halves. The first half, I thought, we had possession close to 70%, which was good. We also had so many shots. I think close to 30 shots. And so this is what we want to see. We want to see, movement. And I thought Basuma was really, really good. It's as we've been saying, it could be possibly a new signing. And to give credit, like, it's not to discredit Conte. It's just, Conte had a plan for Basuma and what he wanted to do. Now, Andrews is here, and Andrews' plan is a little bit more like, Brighton and what he wants Basuma to do. And plus, Basuma was, COVID, like, he really had a rough start. So I think Basuma's almost like a new signing. Solomon, first 45 minutes, it was okay. Not going to overreact, but it was okay. Kane, I thought about it. He just came from holiday, really rusty and stuff like that. So I can't really say if he wasn't really into it, out of it, because he
hasn't had a lot of time. He's maybe had 2 or 3 training sessions with Ange or whatever since he come back, right? So, and that's why I'm being, before I go in hard on him, before we dust off the Kane tracker, from back in the new era.
Check your Kane hate there.
Yeah, he just came out of holiday, and so I'm just like, because I was thinking, dude just came on Wednesday, I think, and met the coach, and he's playing on Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, I got to give him a little bit more time to get the rust off and stuff like that. Maddison, after the first couple minutes, he, saw his form, and the bad thing in the first half really was Tanganga. Gosh, the back line needs a leader back there. The miscommunication for the goals, the set piece goals, it's uncalled for. It's not. I'm even more mad in the sense of Levy in regards of not getting center backs in, and now they're going to get this 18-year-old who is kind of good, he's a young phenom, young for the future, but we need veterans. And I know on the earlier stream, I was saying, I don't care if we bring in Thiago Silva. At least we have some intelligence back there. And so second half, quickly, I'll just say, because I caught the back half of the conversation, Lo Celso was good. But the question is, does he care about the club? Is this what we're going to see, from him from the point on? And Udoji, his first cameo, I'm liking Udoji, but like I said, it's only preseason game. It's only a half, but so far so good. And then with Charleston, I'll leave off of him. Man, he needs a psychiatrist. He need to talk to somebody. I think part of it is mental. Lo Celso was hooking him up, putting things on a silver plate. We should have won. We should have won. Literally should have won. He was hooking him up. I think it's mental. I think there's something, team psychiatrists, most teams, they have a psychiatrist, you can talk to. I think he needs to talk to somebody because I think his confidence is shot. So those are some of the positives and negatives. I probably have more to say, but I don't want to talk all the airtime, but those are the positives. But the negatives were definitely the defense with Tanganga, Reggie, going forward, but defensively, and then with Charleston, man. No, I can forget. No, I cannot. Sanchez, ball watching. That was this is the reason why we need to sell him off to Russia, Middle East, whatever. We need to get rid of Sanchez. We need to, yeah.
All right, we got another guest to bring in the back. or a guest to bring in from the back. I can't talk today. You guys know him, you love him. The most happy clapper Canadian that you have ever met. It's been a while since he's been on the show, but he's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. Scott M's in the house. Scott M, tell us your happy clapper thoughts of the game today.
Too much negativity. I better leave. Too much negativity on the stream now.
I was going to say, I was waiting for C-Cube.
What are you talking about? Scott's a happy clapper.
I had to come on and bring some negativity. No,
Cube's a queen of negativity.
I know. Me and Scott can't be on the same stream anymore. Otherwise, the stream will just implode with negativity.
You balance each other out. You negate each other.
The rest of us will lift you up. It's okay.
Now I can say like positive things, and it doesn't matter. It's all just taken as negative, right? Like I said, I don't think this game. I think this game, like was what I expected. The center backs were a disaster. The attack looked fine. I think our midfield, we're missing one player, right? We need another player, as you were saying. The guy kind of play that 6 role in Ange's system, and I know that's not like a typical, like purely defensive player, but I think we need that. And I think there's questions about the fullbacks. That doesn't mean that they're bad. I just think we have to see more from them, right? We saw some positives from them, but some concerns. So I think overall it was a fine game, but somehow that now saying that it was an okay game and that there's some questions coming out of it means that you're being negative, right? So, but I'll say the biggest positive for me was Basuma was a guy who I was so excited when we got, and then after the season last year, I don't want to say I was down on him, but I wasn't as pumped up as I was. And now after today, I'm kind of getting a little bit more pumped up about what he can be. I think he had a pretty solid game, and I think he's a guy that's important for us this season, for him to really do well if we want to. I don't think we're going to achieve much, but if we are going to have some level of success, I think Basuma's going to have to be a key player for us in that midfield. So, and I thought he did well, showing us what he can do, and that he does have a lot more to offer than he did last year.
Yeah, that's true. But let me see if we can unmute your mic there for a second, Scott, so we can add some stuff. They've got a new noise background removal on. See, boom, fix.
What's
they
that?
got
Is
this
there
new
noise back there?
Yeah, new noise reducer on StreamYard that they just added, so it fixes it. That's good.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, you're good to go. What do we want to talk about now? Player ratings, or do we still want to talk about the game overall, or what? What are your guys' thoughts?
Can we just talk about how disastrous Richarlison is as a football player, and how the same fans who say Eric Dyer, he gets too much stick, and Eric Dyer, give him a chance after 9 years. I'm hearing the same crap about Richarlison. I've never seen a striker offside so many times, and when he's on the side, he just doesn't even hit the target, whether it's from 20 yards, 4 yards, 12 yards. Do you know when you watch a player move, when you can almost think what they're going to do, you can just get an instinctive feel for them. Whenever I look at Richarlison, I just think you really are thick. Like, you're not an intelligent person. I just don't see anything to suggest this guy is going to do anything special for us.
Before everybody goes in on Richarlison, I would like to do a little honorable mention of Papa Matar Sarr, who I thought, he played good. And I feel like he's one of the few players, and he's so young still, he's one of the few players that every time he plays, pretty much every time he played, I think he had like one not great game last season, towards the end of last season, but everybody was playing badly at the end of last season. But every time he gets on the pitch and he plays for us, he plays pretty good. He's always pretty dependable, and he's this kid, I'm like, and he delivers in big moments. I mean, he was playing in the North London Derby for us when everybody was like, we don't know if this kid can handle it. He was playing in the World Cup for Senegal. I was like, we're talking about the future of Spurs. That kid is the future of Spurs. What he really needs is he needs a loan, like a good loan. He needs to start. He needs to start every game. He needs game time. He needs to start every game.
he reminds me of a young Yaya Toure. I heard someone say that, and that's what I thought about him.
It was me. When we first signed him, Murray, I said, I'm in a group of scout pro academy club scouts in the UK. When we signed Pape Sarr, listen, I don't know who Pape Sarr is when we signed him, but 2 Man United scouts got in contact with me and said, I can't believe you've got Pape Sarr. And I said, what do you mean we got Pape Sarr? Because then I'm a Spurs fan. And they said, we've been looking at him. And they said, we really thought that our club was going to bring him in, but you've come and got him and signed him up. You've got a really good player there. And I said, yeah, but how do you know he's a kid? And like, look, we've been looking at him for a while. Like, you've got a really good player. And then I went on a couple of streams and I said on the streams, look, I know Man United wanted him. Like, they really wanted this kid. And I said, I think we might have signed a good player, but I don't know. I've never seen him. And now everyone's slowly bigging him up. But this is what I said when we first signed him. But obviously, all the videos got taken down because we lost the channel. But I did say that I was told by Man United staff that we've got a good player.
Yeah, last season he really held it down for us when we really needed him, when he was called upon. But he needs to start every game. So if we're not going to start him, then we need to put him out on loan because he needs that chance to play and start and get as many minutes in as possible. Otherwise we are going to ruin him.
I agree.
Yeah, and there's too much hype on Alfie Devine as well. He was okay. He wasn't wow. He was okay. He was okay.
He looked like a 18-year-old kid playing with men. And that isn't meant to be an insult to him. He showed a few good things, but at times he also showed that he was slow to react, which you'd expect from a guy who doesn't have the experience playing at that level. It doesn't mean that he's not a quality player. Doesn't mean that he's not going to be good for us going forward. But I think people, like you said, was going a little bit over the top, thinking that he should be starting for us or that he's ready for that. And there's nothing wrong if he isn't ready at that level yet.
I did see a couple, some other shows. I did see, this is where people are going over the top and ridiculous. I know this is going to get Cube mad, but I already saw, Solomon should start over Son.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my goodness, here we go. People got to be stupid.
So Solomon is just like Lucas Moura when we signed him. Can beat a player, full of energy, lively, gets crosses in the box, no end product. The no end product. That's exactly what Solomon is he's new to the team. He's trying to excite. He wants to cement himself as a first team regular. He's someone that's got a lot of energy. We knew this. Dude, I'm telling you, we've sold Moura and replaced Lucas Moura with another Lucas Moura. You wait and see. The hype on this guy will drop off soon.
Well, that's the other thing about it is whenever we have a player that comes in and he's looking good, and then we get super gassed about it, and we're like, well, let's just replace so-and-so with him that is a good player that we already have. I'm like, let's just wait and see, first of all. Second of all, I mean, I hope that Solomon is good for us. That's great if he's good for us. He shouldn't start over Sonny just because he had a good game.
Cubed. Solomon was up against a 19-year-old kid at West Ham. He was taking on a 19-year-old kid and Solomon, yeah. Look, I just think this game today is such a far reflection of what the Premier League is actually going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see when we play Barcelona because Leicester's not into it, right? They're a championship club now. Then there's that other club. I can't remember. I was looking at the schedule today.
Sailor City.
Who the heck are they? We're going to beat them 35-0.
That's an exhibition match.
And then
Shakhtar
Donetsk. I mean, that would be an interesting one because they're about at our level. And then you got Barcelona. That's the one that we really need to see. Because if we get our asses kicked by Barcelona in preseason, then we're in trouble.
Look, I
can't wait
I
to see
do
that
think
back line against Barcelona. That's going to be. Whew.
I do think if we buy two really good centre backs, and I mean really good, and we start thinking about the defensive duties of the wing backs, not just going forward, because none of the wing backs today impressed me defensively. None of them, including Udogie, even Porro. If we can sort out the defensive job of the wing backs and we can bring in two really good centre backs, I honestly think we could maybe challenge for top four. Maybe, if we do that. And that's no injuries to key players. And we just, we're really on it. I think we could. I think we can. But if we don't do those things, then we're gonna fade out by the end of the season. The last 10 games will collapse. We'll completely capitulate.
Looks like Donna Collins invited us to watch a game of our choice at the corporate lounge. Stelios, which game would you prefer? I don't want to go to the corporate lounge. I want to be in the cheese room. And
I'll date them. I'll take.
Let's see. What game do we want to go to? I want to go to City at Home.
Yeah, that'll do. I agree. Whatever Will wants. Yeah, because we'll win that. We'll beat them.
Yeah,
we'll go to that one because we know we're going to win.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. But it's got to be the cheese room, not the corporate lounge. That's the only way I go. And that's only so I can banter the cheese room in the cheese room.
Do you know, if I had the money, do you know what I would do? If I really was wealthy and it was just like, yeah, I can just drop a couple £100,000, I would get all the American YouTubers, Canadian YouTubers, all the panelists, all you guys, fly you over to England and just get a corporate box and see just how negative we can make the West Stand.
That'd be great.
How toxic getting there whilst eating and drinking and supporting Tottenham.
Because doesn't Levy sit above the West End?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could all just sit there and be like screaming at him, I see you, you see me.
Or instead of the chants, the songs and stuff, we'll be doing the NBA chant of defense, dun, 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 defense. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, let's go Tottenham.
Yeah,
let's go Tottenham.
And more often than not, defense.
Exactly.
Defense.
Right, and then we're down, we're losing, and be like RALLY, 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 battle cry. That type of crap. Great.
Like do charge. Oh wait, they don't know how to charge. Defense.
It's not that far off at the moment in the stadium. It's not too far off of that with the way they do things. We're getting there. We're actually getting there.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a nice dream to have. If I win the lottery.
Yeah. Yeah, or this next cycle pops off like everybody's hoping that it will.
Crypto, yeah.
Wait, if you win the lottery, would you buy center backs for the club? Could you buy center backs?
What do you mean? Some kid, I forget what's his name from Blackburn.
Ashley Phillips.
Yeah, Ashley Phillips. Which, like I said, he's one for the future. But what about now?
Can I say something? Can I say something? He's actually a good player. I'm not winding anyone up. He's actually a good player.
Who's that?
I've heard.
Ashley Phillips. He's actually a good player. He really is.
But is he good to be in starting 11 at his age?
No. He's definitely better than Joe Rodon or someone like
Tanyanga.
I don't know about Tanganga yet, but
might be better
because Tanganga's 24. He's a bit more experienced. He's definitely worth being in the squad. I'd put him in the squad. I don't know whether what choice would I put him ahead of Dyer? Yeah, of course I will. What the fuck am I thinking? I put anyone ahead of Dyer. He's better than Joe Rodon. He's better than Dyer. He's better than Ben Davies, actually. I think
even if he isn't ready, I'd rather watch him make mistakes than watch the same donkeys have been making mistakes for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, right?
Yep.
At this point, just having a different guy making the same mistakes would be nice to have a different face to it. But
What do you think about this system, though? Like, I didn't know if David Sanchez was playing striker or center back today.
I don't know, Will. I couldn't figure it out. It was crazy.
I had a interesting conversation with Stefan, the Arsenal fan. Big up! He's going to be on Thursday on the North London is Ours show, and he was just non-biased. He was talking about the game and pretty much the same exact things. You guys show a pulse. Offensively was good. Defensively got problems. But he couldn't understand, and he was saying that the stats for Eric Dyer is actually better than Bender. He said, "Why are you guys going after him? You should be top sober." He was telling me that Bender is
Well,
not.
he's not
good.
wrong.
Yeah, he says he's not good in the air. You say if you got Romero who's not good in the air, why are you getting another center back who's not good in the air? Like he was actually giving me stats. And he was just saying, why are we?
So Van der Ven had kind of like a one-off season. He has decent numbers. The only thing that to his benefit is he's young and fast. And so why everybody's so excited about Van der Ven is because of this Postecoglou high line, right? He has the speed, right, to get back and do other. But he's full of he makes mistakes. He's full of mistakes. He doesn't have any experience. Definitely no experience playing in a league as tough as the Premier League. Tapsoba has 5 years of experience.
Stefan was saying that we should go for Phillips Tosin rather than
Anderson from Crystal Palace would be a better
than Van der Ven. And so he was just
he costs more than Tapsoba though.
Yeah, but he needs. That's the kind of player that we need. Look, we need one 50 to 60 million pound center back. One, we need one, right? And then maybe the second one can be a flip of the hat type of a deal. Because if you've got a 50, 60 million pound center back next to Romero, you may be able to get something out of that pairing. And then you have one quality younger guy who's maybe around that 20, 30 million pound mark that can come in and be a backup and fill in, maybe a little bit more versatile, right? We need somebody at the Anderson or Tapsoba price point. We have to. We can't do anything this season if we don't.
And that was like I said, Arsenal fan, unbiased, say, hey, to help you guys out. He's like, VDV, I don't know why you guys are hyping him up. He's not really that good. And I was just like, yeah, there's a couple of channels I won't name that just swear by VD more than Tapsoba. I'm like, no. I want Tapsoba. That's no choice.
Well, Van der Ven's a good option. If he's like the second guy we're bringing in, so he'd be our third center back because he's young. He's a guy
that's what I'm saying.
Like Will said, he's fast. He's got athletic abilities that you'd like to have in a center back style, right? So you bring him in he'd be the third center back, so you rotate him in, play him in games,
cup games, and people get injured. Yeah.
I think that's a good role for him. I think that's worth it. That's what you want him playing. But to come in as the main guy next to Romero, it does not.
No, doesn't fit at all because he's more rash. He's more rash than Romero. So Romero's already rash enough, and you're going to bring in a guy who's more rash than Romero.
That's not good.
And partner them together. We just call it the rash. that would be. He has a nickname for Yobi, and the what was it called, the Belgian Wall or something like that, and the Van der Ven and Romero partnership will be called the Rash.
So I have a question for you guys, kind of like transitioning a little bit, but so we got a lot of left backs, like full backs, right? So would we say who would you pick? Well, yeah, because you got Udogie, Reggie.
Okay.
Davies.
I think he's more of a center back now.
Stats. Well, is he? If we get Tapsoba, if we get, is he going to be a center back? Is Davies going to be a center back?
Yeah, that's where he played today.
Yeah, but I don't know about if that's like the long term. Well,
I'd rather have him playing next to Romero. I'd rather Romero Davies play than Dyer. I'm telling you right now.
Who would you have? Okay, fine. Who would you have as our fullbacks? Our left fullback.
Reguilon Udogie.
Knowing now that this is the system, because when we were thinking previously, it was a wing back situation, right, with a three at the back. So now knowing that we're looking at a fullback situation, who would your fullbacks be on the left?
Is it really a fullback situation right now? Because the fullbacks were playing tucked in like midfielders, right? So they're not really playing a traditional fullback type of a role. It's almost like that Pep Guardiola, De Zerbi type of a deal where, you know, one of the center backs or fullbacks is more like a midfielder or a winger. Yeah, tucked inside, right? So, for me, I think you go with Reguilon and Udogie, because Reguilon's better defensively than Udogie is probably. Udogie's probably better going forward. Yeah,
so you would keep Reggie. You would
get rid of Perisic. Get rid of Cess. Unless you're going to use Perisic as a left winger. Like to be honest with you, that's what he played today.
I mean, he only has 1 year left on his contract.
He was actually get some money for him. Get it? You know.
He was actually better playing left wing today than the whole year playing at the wing back.
Yeah, as a backup for
he
Son.
Always is. He plays left wing for Croatia. Yeah. And he's great for Croatia.
He was a left winger before Conte turned him into a fullback too, right? So let's not forget that, right? He was a winger striker before. I'd rather have him playing as a number 9 than Richarlison, to be honest with you.
Get rid of him. I mean,
if he's going to stick around, he doesn't need to be playing fullback.
Who's Poro's backup? Emerson or
Emerson, Poro on the right.
Spence.
Or you would say Spence? Would you send Spence out on a loan and keep Emerson there?
None of them can defend. We don't have any fullback wing backs that can defend.
Reguilon gets rid.
Only Emerson kind of can, but no one else can. None of them can actually defend. This is the problem.
Yeah, but if you're pulling one in,
Poro was playing for one of the goals. Reggie falling on his ass in a defensive role. None of them. Perisic can't track back. We don't have any defensive wide players. Like none. That's why Son was having to trap back under Conte. The other fucking players couldn't do it.
Well, that's how Conte runs his system, right? Postecoglou doesn't do that, right? So you won't do that. In fact, you're, and this is why I said the biggest need that I see, if we were to go out and drop decent money on 2 players, it's got to be a center back and number 6 for me. Because in the Postecoglou system, the 6 almost operates as a third center back, dropping in and out. Like you saw that all the time, where a lot of times Højbjerg or Basuma were actually playing that center back role, while Sanchez or Romero were up in the box for some reason, right?
Emerson was doing that. Emerson was dropping into that.
Emerson was kind of filling that gap too as well. What I'm saying is we need a 6. We need a real 6. Like a defensive 6.
We need a Thomas Partey.
Partey, Tyler Adams. Like you can't tell me Tyler Adams wouldn't cost more than 20-30 million.
Casado's perfect. Casado's perfect for it.
I don't understand why Casado's going to freaking Chelsea. I don't get that.
You don't know why. Ching ching bling bling. Got the money.
I know. I'm just but he's too good of a player to go to Chelsea when they are currently. But you know what? But they're this season. I guess don't sleep on, because they got Nkunku. If they got Casado in there, they got some good players.
Kai Havertz. That's who will have a better season than Richarlison. That's an easy question to ask.
Dude, Danny Welbeck will have a better season than Richarlison.
Nobody's Danny at war Welbeck with Sava, by the way.
War? There's no wars, man. There's no wars.
1 goal. Wait, 2 goals. I'm sorry. 2 goals was it last season?
I think it was 3. 2 in the Champions League, 1 in the league.
Yeah, 2. Yes.
Yeah.
I think he scored a lucky deflection against Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah.
It bounced off his nuts or something like that.
Put him out on loan. Why don't we send him out on loan?
Because he paid £60 million for him.
They're the Spurs. That's the Kane replacement once Kane goes.
Dude, Richarlison can only play in a 4-4-2,
you're right.
dude.
My bad. I forgot. You're right.
And people act like he does a whole lot for Brazil too, but he doesn't. Right? Like if you look in that World Cup, he scored 2 goals in 1 game, and then he did nothing for the rest of the World Cup. I mean, he got injured too. But.
I don't rate him.
A scissor kick.
Yeah, so in that 1 game, he had like he'll be like, for whatever reason, in 1 game he'll just do some crazy random awesome stuff, and then he'll disappear for 10 weeks.
It's like Lamella with his
Rabona. He is the Brazilian Lamella. That's what he is.
World-class Rabona every 4
Scored
years.
2 goals in the Champions League, and you're thinking, "Oh wow!"
In 1 game, yeah, and then didn't score again for like 30 weeks.
Didn't do anything else, man.
Yeah,
probably because he doesn't get in the other guy's way. Like, because if you watch, he didn't get in the way. The only thing that Richarlison is good at is not getting in the way. So if you have wide players who are talented, right, and you don't want him, and midfielders who are talented, and don't want the striker to occupy that space, Richarlison's your guy, because he's offside 90% of the time, and he doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, the thing is with Brazil too is when you got Vinny and Neymar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wide,
and then you got their midfielders, they're attacking mids, right?
Exactly.
And Richarlison doesn't get in the way.
He's a decent number 9 for Brazil. He can put in some good when they're really close together and they're just tapping the ball to each other, trying to just fill those spaces. He's good at that, but other than that, yeah, he doesn't really do much for Brazil. But he's good at keeping the ball when you need Vinny and Neymar and everybody else to do their thing. So that's probably why he makes the team. So
he's had one season with us. He's been in the Prem for a while though, but he's had 1 season with us. I don't think that he's good enough. But that being said, I'm not going to go in on him as hard as everybody else, other than if I'm just trying to ban English Dan. But I'm going to wait and see what happens this season.
What a fraud.
You will score more than 1 goal. How about that? We'll give him that.
Do you know the worst thing Richarlison did today? It's why I can't stand him as a player. Udogie got the ball and ran past 3 West Ham players just with pace. He just ran past them. And he's gone from edge of our box into the attacking third. And he passes the ball to Richarlison, and Udogie keeps running. And all Richarlison has to do is a 1-touch pass or even a 2-touch pass. Control it and lay it off. Just play it in front of him. And Richie kicks it off for a goal kick. And I'm like, do you know how many 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 12-year-olds can do that? And you can't. How can you not lay off a simple pass and you kick it off for a goal kick? Like,
well, Papovic started the same thing to Richarlison, to be fair, but. And then to answer Jay Ishraf, Will McKennie didn't flop at Leeds. He started almost every single week, and he's not a 6, so no.
I want to just add to that because people have been completely giving McKennie so much shit about Leeds going down and everything. Leeds was shit, okay? After Marsh left, they were shit. And their best players were the American players. And then the Leeds fans were talking so much smack, like the reason we went down was because of the American players. I'm like, really? Because the American players were your best players, inclusive of Tyler Adams and inclusive of McKennie and all of them. And
well, as soon as Tyler Adams got injured, their league position dropped.
Yeah,
they were like 12th,
so
13th.
I'm like, and
then
keep in
Adams
mind,
get injured, and then they went down.
Yeah, and then keep in mind, McKennie, he went to work under Jesse Marsh and had, the plans of that. And then he had 1 game under Marsh, and then Marsh was sacked. So he had.
And then he started every single game after that.
Half a season there, and was there for a manager that he didn't know, and under a totally different system in a completely shit team. And it's
he played well though. Like he didn't have bad performances when he played for Leeds.
So I'm just in his defense, I'm just saying that because a lot of people have this idea that McKinney was absolute
No,
shit.
they just like to take shots.
Well, Juve was not going to bring him to the American tour. They just today decided to put him back on tour, but still trying to shop him. He doesn't.
I think he's better than Yves Bissouma. I didn't think Bissouma was good today at all.
He doesn't want to play for Juve anymore. Who could blame him?
Would I take McKennie at Tottenham? Yes, I would take McKennie at Tottenham if he's playing in that 8 role, right? That box to box in the same role that he plays for the USMNT, right? Like you're talking about, like those balls that Skip came into today and had those shots and stuff like that. McKennie is way better at that, right? Getting into the box, coming into the box, finding that that position late on, putting in shots, but he'll actually finish them, right? Like if you're saying Maddison, McKennie plus an actual like a 6, that midfield is rocking, in my opinion. Because Maddison's a little bit more 10. McKinney's that true box to box, and you got a real 6 back there. Let's do it. Why not? Right? You already saw how Christian Pulisic sold more AC Milan shirts than anybody has ever. Right? You get McKinney, you get Tyler Adams into Tottenham, right? And you'll watch how the American pundits banter him for why they go to a shit club like Tottenham. It's so funny, but
I take both of them, but I would be especially buzzing for Adams. We need him.
Well, this person needs to give context because
it's dumb.
Because McKennie at Juve was good enough to start and score Champions League goal games.
Put him through.
Yeah, put him. And so how can you say someone who have scored goals in European Champions League football is not for him? I don't know.
And he's only been playing in Europe since he was like 17, so it's he's European football's not for him. Yeah. So, what club do you play for again? Matt Benguzzi, Arsenal fan.
Also, I don't know what you mean by American footballer physique as opposed to a European.
Because he doesn't, right?
What are we talking about
he's
here?
not as lean.
Adama Traore has way more of an American football player's build.
His physique is not that different from the people around him. So what are we referring to here?
I don't know. They're dumb.
What are we referring to, Coded?
And no, I'm not deluded, pal. I don't do delusion.
He's not talking to you. He's talking to Willie.
Yeah, he's adding a Y to my name.
I think.
No shit. Really? Is that what he did?
Yeah. But Tim Weah just went to Juventus too. In fact, I'm upset about that because I don't like Juventus right now, especially under Allegri. I don't think I'm actually glad that McKinney is out of Juventus. I was glad that Pulisic didn't go there because he was linked with them too. £35 million, I think, or €35 million, I think, is what AC Milan paid for Pulisic. But
and they're still in for Musa. Looks like they're going in for Musa next.
He's good though. He's a good 6-ish.
Do you know what Spurs
Adams
is
better
lacking?
6 though. So
what we're really lacking at Spurs. We're just lacking that player that makes us go wow. Like all the years I've supported Spurs, we've always had a wow player. Like when we had Glenn Hoddle in the 80s, then we had Gascoigne, then we had Ginola, then we had Luka Modric and Bale, like real wow players. They could just do things. And then we had, you could probably say
Sonny and Kane. Son and Kane,
yeah, but we always had that player in midfield though, cubed. Like we had a midfielder that
Dembele.
We don't have one now. Like Basuma isn't that. Pape Sarr isn't. Skip isn't. Lo Celso isn't. Ndombele, we thought was that player, but clearly he's not.
I mean, I would give anything for a
as a 6. Adams is a bigger 6. Musa's a better box-to-box midfielder.
For Musa Dembele. Ugh.
I hate to say it, and it may be.
Yeah, Van der Vaart. There's another one. Van der Vaart was that player as well. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I hate to say it, but I have gone back and looked at some highlights, and I mean, prime Dele Alli in that midfield when he could just catch up with Son and Kane making those runs and just make it 3. It was great. There's some great counterattack goals, some great runs. He was something special at Spurs, man. It's sad that he ended up how it did. But I wish
what allowed them to push up like that was you had Victor Wanyama giving a protection in case of a counter, but most importantly, Moussa Dembele, he would boss the midfield, man. He allowed everything to tick. You know, we haven't got anyone like that at Spurs anymore. We don't.
He was the key, right? Like Moussa Dembele was the reason that team was successful. Period.
Yeah.
End of.
Prime Moussa Dembele was so good.
The difference for me, Stell, and a lot of those guys you're talking about versus Kane and Son, and it's not to say Kane and Son aren't great, but one of those guys would get the ball and they would keep the ball and they would kind of control the game. Whereas not like Kane and Son. Son has gone on a few runs, but they're more of get the ball, put it in the net, right? Where those guys get the ball and they have it for a while. They control the ball. They can kind of control the pace of the game a little bit too. And we don't have anybody when they can just get that ball and keep that ball for a while and make some magic happen. Nobody, even Maddison, maybe he will be that, but I'm not sure that's really his style either, right? So I just don't think we have somebody who can just dominate the ball like that, keep that possession, do some, like you said, some of those magic things. It's not because Son and Kane aren't great and don't
like
get us off our seats.
Have you watched Dembele like highlight reels lately? Like just the way he moved, it was so silky too. It wasn't even fast. It was almost like everybody that was coming after him were just, you know, practice dummies on the pitch, and he would just soup, glide in and out, just flip, flop, boom. I mean, it was just.
Will, do you know how you know when you're a good player? Like when you're a really good player, when they name skills after you. So you had the Cruyff turn, you had the Ronaldo chop, you have the Zidane flip flap, which is basically Ronaldinho. When you go to the Spurs academy, they've even got Luka Modric pass. In the academy, they've got Dembele. They teach the kids. This is the Dembele. They've named. It's where he.
Oh, the guy was such a genius.
The ball's in front of you. Say this is your right leg. You step over it, and then you turn on the ball that way, and you drop your shoulder. So it's almost like a reverse step, but then you turn on it. Dembele was king at it. He was absolutely,
and that's the whole reason why that Belgium team was good too. And once he left that Belgium team, they dropped off. I'm telling you, the guy was probably the most underrated player of his generation.
Yeah, and it's the reason why, because I know I harp on Kevin De Bruyne with the national team and that whole team, but no, you're right. They went down levels when Dembele,
when he retired from international football. I mean, the guy was.
Yeah, but Murray, you know why De Bruyne gets all the praise? Because he scores goals. He actually scores goals, and he's played in a team at Man City that's won everything. That's why. If Moussa Dembele played for Man United in their peak, or Man City now, or in Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, Dembele would have won everything easily.
Oh yeah, no,
those teams would have been unstoppable.
Yeah, unstoppable.
With him as a 6. Like I can't think of a better 6 in the last 20 years.
Class, man. He was class. Absolute class.
And that's why, I mean, that summer when we signed Tanguy, I like literally, I remember I was at work. I kept checking my computer to see that the deal was done. And I was just like, we're big time. We're big time. No one's going to mess with us. We got the bad man. And the rest was history in regards to Tanguy. Because I was like, damn. Because Musa was so good on the ball. And I was just like, oh, we got Tanguy. Ooh, he is so good on the ball.
For a big man, why have I got scissors, man? For a big man, he moved like Zidane. Have you ever seen Zidane when he just stretching a bit forward to control the ball and he just gets under control and just beats the man? Like, honestly, Dembele played just like Zidane. He was very Zidane-like.
I just saw, I'm glad you mentioned that. 2 days ago, they were actually showing clips of the Brazil France '98, and I remember watching it as a teen. How Zidane, and remember that France team midfield defense, like legends, and that Brazil team, and it was like he was schooling everybody on that field. I mean, France. I mean, they won it because of Zidane. Zidane was just maestro. It was just like wow.
Dude, Zidane at Juventus is the best I've ever seen. Juventus Zidane. I know he was good at Madrid and France. Juventus Zidane was.
Yeah. I mean, Zidane. I mean, I remember because it was funny because I was rooting for France to win because I can't stand Brazil, and the Haitian culture is either you root for Argentina or Brazil. And I remember I got in a fist fight with my cousin because I was making fun of him. Like France won because Brazil's like, oh, we're gonna repeat it, we're gonna repeat. And I was like, yo, Thierry Henry, man. I said, Zidane, man, those boys are bad. Those boys are bad. They got the defense. They got Petit. They got Deschamps. They got, and then when Brazil lost, and oh man, I was just trash talking. And I remember because me and my cousins, we get in very, very few fights, but that was one of them because I kept making fun of them, like France owns Brazil.
Yeah, but these guys, why can't the scouting team just go out and try to find another player that's even just in that vein? Like, that's what I'd be focused on. I'd go look at the numbers from him, and then I would put those into a computer, and I would plug that in and find a player who just even comes close, and then just go and do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, didn't you hear we fired all of our recruitment team?
Spent 2 years.
Now it's Levy. Levy is our scout, our recruiter, our negotiator.
Oh my God, Daniel Levy
having to go talk.
He just needs to sack Postecoglou and be on the touchline himself. That would just round it out. If you're gonna do
Do you think he'll be our centre back one day?
Daniel Levy, it's like 4 feet tall.
Yeah, but we need a centre back. Maybe he can do it. Because him and Donna Cullen, they were on the training field in Australia. So maybe, in the night Spurs night kit, night tracksuit.
Yeah. But let's kind of get into some player ratings now. Let's see here what we got player ratings wise. Let's see what the sofa score thought about our performance today. And let me pull it up right quick. Tottenham Hotspur matches. Lion City Sailors. Who is the Lion City Sailors, by the way? What league do they even
Singapore. Play in? They're honestly, it's like Spurs are playing a primary school. What do you call it? A high school team.
So who are we going to play in that match, though? It's going to be
whatever. Well, Hyun-Min Son has to play because it's good marketing.
It'll be like the Bayern game from today. What was that 27-0?
27-0.
It was 18-0 at halftime.
Jeez Louise, that's insane.
That's a fucking disgrace, man. It's an absolute disgrace that happened.
Yeah.
What? Tell me what the opposition gets from that game, and what does Bayern Munich get from that? What did any team gain from that game?
Has to be money. Has to be money for at least the other team. I would think Bayern's paying you to get slapped up like that, because I mean, I don't know what I don't even know why you put your players through that. Why you put your players a full 90 minutes of that? I mean, it has to be money. You have to the club has to be making some type of check just from that one game.
It doesn't make any sense why you would play that game.
So we got let's start from the top today. We got Mr. Harry Kane. What did you guys think about his performance today? SofaScore gave him a 6.8. I thought the guy looked completely uninterested and did nothing.
10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10. It was an excellent
10 out of 10.
Excellent.
To be fair, I only saw highlights. I'll just put that out right now.
You were on the live stream. How'd you only see?
No, I was on the. I was following you guys, and I saw highlights later. I don't.
Oh,
I
you
couldn't
don't.
watch
You
it
didn't
on
have Spurs play?
but I canceled my Spurs play because I didn't want to give more monies to the club. Like
Well,
a
they
good
just
little
charged
rebel.
me without even asking. I didn't even think about it, and all of a sudden, just boom, $60 hit more 57
like
something.
a good little rebel. I canceled my Spurs play before they automatically renewed it.
The game was on YouTube TV on CBS Sports and Paramount. I was like,
I didn't know that beforehand.
Yeah, no. It's like,
Oh, that would have been helpful for you to let me know ahead of time.
Maybe the next ones will be on that too. Who knows?
yeah, I just found out. I was like, wait, hold up. My YouTube TV recorded the game. And I said the game was live on CBS Sports Network and
Which is
on
Paramount. Yeah. Well, because Paramount rules anything that's live on any CBS network, Paramount you can watch from Paramount Plus if you have a Paramount Plus subscription. So.
And I sent a message and that was like,
which is like $11.99, by the way, not $57. Well, I guess $11.99 over a year is over $100. But
got my refund from Spurs play because I'm like, if I knew that, I would never paid $60. But I didn't even know I paid $60 for Spurs play. They just charged me, and I was like, oh snap! I did this last year, and so they automatically renewed me.
Yeah, they did it to me too. It was like $57.89 or something like that.
Yeah. I got on top of that and made sure to cancel it before they renewed it for me. Like a good little Levy outer.
Harry Kane, he had one shot on target. Big chances missed was one. Created one chance. That's it, man. He did absolutely nothing. He looked like, to me, just completely lost out there. Like he didn't know. Like he was trying to be the boss, and like he was in the wrong. Getting in Madison's
does not
way
need to be
all
dropping
the
deep.
time.
He needs to. If we have Maddison on the pitch, he does not need to drop deep anymore.
Yeah. Talking about Maddison, I thought Maddison was the best player for us in the first half. 7.1 on the sofa score there. Played 45 minutes, of course. Had 36 touches, 92% passing accuracy, 2 key passes, 2 shots on target, 1 shot blocked. Did good in the ground duels, good in the aerial duels. Lost the ball 8 times. But for me, he was the number 1 player in the first half. What do you guys think of Maddison? Are you happy with that signing? And are you excited about him?
I'm happy with the signing. I don't remember. It sounds like that he did better than I thought. I didn't think he did bad. I just didn't remember him standing out that much, which isn't necessarily like a terrible thing. I think, like you said, people said him and Kane seemed to get in the way a little bit. Probably more of Kane's fault for dropping deep too much. And I also thought we weren't so smooth at moving the ball up through the midfield to him. So I didn't think he played badly, but it sounds like he did better than I.
Yeah, a lot of through balls. He had I thought he had a lot of good balls, that were kind of blundered. Like he played that one ball in to Kane, and Kane blundered it, and then a lot of good, I think shot creating actions. 2 key passes, obviously, 2 that lead it, but I think there was a couple that he put through that didn't reach the target that probably should have in a normal situation. It was good to watch. I thought it was a good performance for them. Manor Solomon, everybody's hyping him up like he did something. Statistically, just slightly better than Kane. 37 touches, 96% on his passing accuracy. 2 key passes, but that was about it. 1 big chance created. I think he had one good cross. Shots on target, 2. Dribble attempts were 3 for 0. He didn't succeed in any of his dribble attempts. Ground duels, 1 for 5. That's about it. It's an average performance for me from him. Nothing exciting. I thought it was just kind of average for me. I don't know why the people are so hyped up about it.
It reminds me a little bit about Brian Hill when he started. Like, he kind of looks like he's doing a whole lot of stuff. Like, he's always moving. He kind of looks like he's buzzing around, but when you look at it, it often results in not a whole heck of a lot. So I think if you're excited about him coming in, right, a lot of people are excited because he's a free and they want him to be, we can get a free player and he turns out to be great.
And he's from Israel. Right?
But I thought he didn't look bad. He looked like a player that's going to be coming off the bench, right? I thought he looks like he's doing a lot, but when you look at what actually happened from what he did, it wasn't a whole lot of, not much came from it. And that's the same thing I noticed.
Does he? So Scott, are you trying to say he's got good?
I'm the opposite of biased. First of all, and I am a foreign import, so I do not overrate English players. If anything, I give more shit to the English players than I do anyone else, just because English football fans give me shit.
Well, I
guess Monter Solomon. That's the only one that we've talked about.
And we just said Kane wasn't good, right? I don't get it.
Scott, so my question for you about Solomon, since you were saying that it seems like he's buzzing around and doing a lot of different things, but not really doing anything. Does he have a lot of energy though? Does he have a lot of good energy, good vibes? Are you feeling the vibes?
I don't know if he has Richarlison level vibes, but
I couldn't smell anything, to be honest with you. I couldn't smell any energy.
What is going on? Patience coming off the bench. Yes. Manor Solomon will be coming off the bench. He shouldn't be starting for us. And what patience talks? I said he was fine.
Wasn't he coming off the bench at Fulham?
Yeah, he was coming off the bench at Fulham. He was coming off the bench at Shakhtar Donetsk. He's been a bench player his whole career. He's never been a week in, week out starter. I don't know where people are getting this from. He's absolutely some kind of great.
Oh, no,
this is the hottest take of the stream. You're an absolute idiot for this comment right now. I'm saying it right now. Adekunle Adale, you are an absolute idiot for this comment right here. Just stop.
Oh, no. Definitely he's got all the vibes and the energy, that I feel like that's what matters, is that he's got a lot of energy and vibes. Not Richie level, but energy and vibes. Totally should bench Sonny. We might as well just bench Sonny and Kane for Richie and Solomon.
Yeah.
Because they got top vibes and energy.
If Solomon benches Son this season for the majority of games, I will eat this hat on stream.
I told you that was gonna happen. I started Solomon.
So dumb.
People were like, Solomon should start. Kate, Sonny on the bench. I was like, these people are nuts. They're nuts. I'm like, what basis? What basis? I told you it was gonna happen. I told you.
He's got to be a troll. Because nobody says something that stupid and actually means it. Kulusevski, I thought he looked okay at the beginning of the first half and then kind of faded off at the end of the first half. The first, I would think, 15 to 20 minutes, I thought he was doing a lot of good things, getting a lot of balls into the box, but they were just off. And he was kind of like that last season, whereas the first season that he came for us, when he would make those passes, those short little 10 to 12 yard passes, cutback passes inside the box, he was connecting with them. I don't know if it's that he's been found out but he just seems off. What were your thoughts about Kulusevski today? 6.8 on the sofas, 70% in his passing accuracy. This is what I'm talking about. A lot of his passes didn't connect. One completed cross, one shot on target. I thought his shots were really bad today too.
Well, do you know today? Players like Kulu, Kane, Richie, Romero, the so-called mature, older, senior, the kind of players we think are the best ones in the team. They all played shit. They didn't stand out. It was like the fringe players, the ones that we don't really think much of. They had the better game today, like the Pape Sarr, the Udoji, the Lo Celso, the I'm trying to think who else. Just players we never thought were going to have good games had good games, and the ones that we thought, yeah, they're going to carry us.
What do you think is wrong with Kulu though? Like, I thought he was getting in good positions. He was winning. I thought he was better than Solomon, to be honest with you. Even though SofaScore's got him like 1/10
Solomon, another one, a fringe player who's just come in. He people say he had a good game. I don't know.
I'm kind of weird.
I just did call you an idiot. You're an idiot if you think that Manor Solomon is a better player than Heung-min Son. Right? You can say, don't ever call you an idiot. I just did, and I'll call you an idiot again. That is an idiotic thing to say, and people who say idiotic things are idiots by definition.
Ade, let me ask you a question. If you were supporting Spurs since 1984, then you'll be familiar with good players because you would have seen some good ones in the 80s. Sonny is our second highest goal scorer
in the Premier League era, sixth highest goal scorer of all time,
and he's
most goals scored as a winger ever for the club. Number one winger in goal. He's scored more goals than any other winger who's ever played for the club. But Manor Solomon's going to bench him.
I just want to know, what is it about Solomon that you feel is better than the second best player at the club over the last 6 years, or maybe the first, but probably
over the last Premier League era, the second best player in the Premier League era since 1992.
And Son is in the greatest ever Premier League attacking partnership with Kane ever. What has Solomon done to replace that? That's my question to you. Because if you
after one friendly game. After
45 minutes in a friendly game.
Yeah, after 45 minutes in a friendly game.
I'm not trying to dig you out. I want to understand why you think Solomon's better. What is it that he's done that Son hasn't done? That's what I want to know.
Son's been found out, and Son only scores obvious goals. And that's why he exceeds his XG by at least 10 goals in the majority of the seasons he played. Obvious ones, yeah.
But this is fine. No, this is fine. That's fine.
It's not true. He doesn't only score obvious goals.
No, but Will, hold on. This is fine. Son only scores obvious goals. Solomon doesn't score goals. So where's the argument?
This is me genuinely asking the question. What is an obvious goal? Like, what does that mean? What is an obvious goal?
No, but why are you talking about Kane? You're talking about Ade. You've compared Solomon to Son. Don't talk about Kane now. Don't change the argument. Tell me why Solomon is better than Son. What has Solomon done that Son hasn't? And then I can understand you, because at the moment I don't understand your argument. There's no sense to what you said. I don't understand the logic.
It's idiotic.
I just don't understand what an obvious goal is. Is the Leicester game from last season the hat trick in 14 minutes? Were those all obvious goals? What about the Burnley goal that he won the Puskas for? Or obvious. What about that? What about the Arsenal curler? Or what about this season from his golden boot winning season where he scored curler on his left side for Leicester? And then it did it identically again the next season. So I don't understand what an obvious.
This is a good question. What's the difference? This is a great question. What's the difference between an intentional and an obvious goal?
Because he mentioned Kane's intentional goal, and I'm like, first of all, what does that have to do with Sonny and Solomon? And what is an intentional goal compared?
He's answered. An obvious goal is the one you worked for, not put on the run by someone else. So you're saying Sonny has worked for his goals.
So wouldn't it be good? So then scoring obvious goals would be the good thing to do. That would mean you're the better player.
Ade, you are arguing against yourself now with that comment.
Read the thread. What thread?
My head is hurting.
And then you're getting mad at me. If people are saying that I should show this guy respect for calling him an idiot, I'm sorry. If you're an actor like an idiot, I'm going to call you an idiot, right? Period.
I think the argument is...
Don't get mad at me because I'm being honest.
But Della Spurs, he's just disrespected Sonny on the grounds he only scores obvious goals. Then when we ask him what an obvious goal is, he goes, it's a goal that you worked for.
I think he means that like Son doesn't score goals. Like if Kane were to put a through ball in for Son, I think he's saying that he's not going to score that versus if he just got the ball in the box and just ran with it down.
And Ndombele put a through ball to Sonny, and Sonny scored against Man City at home when we beat them 2-0 when Mourinho was manager. So Sonny scored a through. Sonny scored.
I think he messed up when he talked about the obvious goal. I think he meant the opposite.
But hold on, this is not even. Kane worked for his goals. No, he didn't. 75% of Kane's goals last season came from headers within 6 yards and set pieces, right? Which were put onto him by Son in the first place. By the way,
he actually a lot of his goals were pens as well.
Well, and penalties. That's what I'm saying. Those are obvious goals, right? If a ball comes in and you're like Richarlison missing that header from 4 feet today, that was an obvious goal that he should have had it. No one in the squad misses more big chances than Harry Kane. No one.
Even if you go with his stupid argument,
Son scores his own goals.
Let's move on. Let's go to the next person because this conversation is just dumb.
But hold on. He hasn't answered. He hasn't answered the question
because he can't.
No, but this is Addy. Answer this question. Every comment you put up now, I'm going to ignore unless you answer this question. What has Solomon done that has outperformed Son? Just answer that question. What has Solomon done? Because that was your argument. Solomon's better than Sonny, right? So what? Tell me what Solomon's done that Sonny hasn't. That's what I want to know. If you can answer that, I'm on your side. If not, then I'm with.
And why? And why are you shitting on our foreign imports? Or we're just going to sit here in silence until he answers the question because he's not going to be able to answer because the answer is nothing, right? So he doesn't want to be wrong, right? Yeah.
To be fair, it wasn't even just that he thought Solomon was better. He got upset that I suggested that Solomon should come off the bench. Like the idea that Solomon would come off the bench was very offensive to him.
Do you know what?
Use Basuma.
Do you know what? This is great that this has happened because do you know what this highlights? This highlights how fucked up our fan base is compared to every other fan base. Do you know fans look at us and they just don't understand us? They don't understand Spurs fans. They don't. Nobody understands our fans.
There you go. You won't fall over.
Wait, so I don't understand why that's the number one thing. Why is that?
Wait, stop. Just stop. Son, hold on. Son, a paperweight. Son is over 6 feet tall. Weighs over 170 pounds. Manor Solomon is 5'6" and weighs 143. Right? Nobody's knocking Son over like a paperweight. You make no sense whatsoever. Right? This is why I called you an idiot. You just keep proving me right.
What's I don't understand why your first reasoning he has only just started. So wait, he has only just started. Therefore,
I haven't even started, so maybe I'm better than Son. I'm a better winger than Son because I haven't even started.
We technically don't know, Will. We don't know until...
That's right, we don't know. And I won't fall over like a paperweight because I'm 6'5", 210 pounds, right?
That's the reason why he won't bench Son, is because he has only started.
I don't think Andy is serious. I don't think he's serious, man.
I don't understand.
No, I think he is serious because he got mad when I called him an idiot. Most trolls just let it go, right? Because they know they're being an idiot.
I don't understand how Addy's been watching football since 1984.
No, it's not what I think. It's what I know. Right? It's a fact. Right? What you think. Right? I know you're wrong. And I know that the things you're saying are idiotic.
Oh, my God. I can't. How can you say Solomon's better than Son? And then when we say, tell us what he's done that's better, his answer is, he's only played one game. So how the fuck can you make that assessment? How could you make this?
Anyway, we've entertained this person long enough.
I love Ade. I want Ade to come on every week. I think he's great. It's amazing. It's amazing how people think.
So Yves Basuma and Bai Scott dropped off. Scott said he couldn't handle the negativity in the comments.
You're a narcissist now.
And but Yves Basuma 7.1. SofaScore had him as doing a good thing. He was on the ball a lot. He had 50 touches, 92% in his passing, 2 for 1 in his long balls, 1 shot on target, 1 shot blocked, 2 for 2 in his dribbles. I did think he was good in the dribbles, right? He held the ball well. Ground duels 4 for 4, 2 for 1, playing a little bit deeper, only lost the ball 4 times, 2 tackles. I considered his chance to be a big chance missed, but I guess they didn't.
Well, we always knew that Busy can dribble. that we always knew.
I think he's better than N'Golo Kante.
Then, dude, you need to, if you said he'll be better, then you need to tell me what lottery numbers are coming up, because you can read the freaking future.
He never said he'll be better. That's not what you said. I'm going to go back and see what you said.
Yeah.
I guess he's implying he will be better because that's why he will bench Son.
Yeah.
Because he will be better than Son. That's why he will bench him.
Yeah. I'm not a narcissist. You need to look up what that word means.
Yeah, you're kind of a narcissist, Will.
No, I'm not at all. Not even a little bit. Narcissists are people with delusions of grandeur. They aren't good and they think they are. Right? That's what a narcissist is.
I know.
That's why he can be better. But you never said he can be better. You said Solomon can bench Son. You said he can bench Son. You never said he can be better. You said he can bench Son.
He will bench. That's what he said. But Yves Basuma, I thought he played well today. I wasn't super excited about it, but maybe I'm just being overly picky. I'd have to go back. I didn't watch the game twice like I normally do in preparation because I slept. I actually had to stay up and finish work because I knew that I was going to sleep because I hadn't slept the night before. So after I got off the stream, I did the work that needed to be done for the day and, spent tens of thousands of dollars and then took a nap, woke up around 5 p.m. and we're here. So I didn't get to double watch it.
So I can't get over that. Why is Solomon better than Son? He's only played one game. That's the greatest answer I've ever heard.
Oliver Skip, what did you guys think of Mr. Skippy?
Average. Banging average.
I thought, wait, Sel, hold on. I gotta hold your feet to the fire a little bit because you said that in the same vein as Lo Celso, Skip was going to be the boss under Fosticaglo.
I said
playing higher up the pitch. That's what you said.
I said I want to see Skip under one manager for a couple of years playing attacking football. So come back to me in 2 years on this one, and then if I still say average, then you can all just dig me out.
Trust me, I will.
You can call me Ade. I'll let you call me Ade in 2 years' time. Sorry,
Okay.
Ade. I'm taking cheap shots. I don't mean Ade. Well, a little bit.
I agree with you. I agree with you with this. I agree with you with this. Good take. Sel Sanchez, Sel Session, Tanganga, Richarlison. I agree. 100% agree. Since Skipper alone, Scott, so Didiff, we agree.
I wouldn't send Skip on loan unless we buy another midfielder, or unless we keep Ndombele or Lo Celso, one of them two.
I had to miss one big up joke. We should make a song like that.
Oh yeah, because if Højbjerg and Skippy leave, we're kind of in trouble.
Yeah.
So we got
and we don't replace and
why
we
does
don't
my mouse
replace
not
them,
work all of a
is what I
sudden?
mean.
Why can I not click on? I guess they don't want you to click on Regulon. Best out of the back line, Mr. Regulon was, according to SofaScore.
No way, man. He can't.
One clearance, 2 tackles. He got dribbled past only 1 time. 50% on his ground duels. That's not very good. Aerial duels, 100%. 90% on his passes. 2 key passes. He created 2 shots.
Yeah, he did. He have a couple of good balls in. I thought he did.
Yeah,
dribble attempts. He had better dribble attempts than Manor Solomon, by the way, who's going to replace Son this season. Yeah, good performance there from Sergio Reguilon. I didn't understand the hate that he got, but he did. Pedro Porro on the other side. 1 clearance, no tackles,
I can't
dribble
help
pass
it, but
once.
thinking about this season, and if Sonny is not fit and Kane leaves this summer, and we're looking at Solomon and Richie in our front line. Oh God, we're so fucked. We are so fucked if that's our front line.
Yeah. And then we got ground duels, 2 for 1 in his ground duels, so 50% on that. I think this is fair to say that Reguilon was better than Porro today. I didn't think Porro was horrible. Really good on his passing. 1 key pass. So they're both really good at creating chances. So if the fullbacks have that more of a creative type of a role, I think they'll be all right. 6 for 11 on crosses. That's good. He had a lot of good balls into the box. Dribble attempts 1 for 1. Again, better than Manor Solomon.
Do you know what, Pedro? Do you know what? I can't defend, man. None of these wingbacks. Do you know this is going to be a big problem?
Steve says Solomon will get time on the left if Kane leaves in some place. And number 9, Richarlison is beyond saving. I agree, my man. I agree.
Great.
Jaffa Tanganga, what a mare. The worst player on the pitch today for the first half.
I agree. Oh, big up. I agree.
Jaffa Tanganga, 6.5. Worst player on the pitch, statistically. In the first. Excuse me. Block shots, 2. Tackles only 1. 5. Ooh, wow. 20% on his ground duels. That's horrible. Aerial duels, 1 for nothing. Possession lost 5 times. 3 fouls. I guess you could say decent accuracy passing, but they're all short passes in the back line. West Ham wasn't really pressuring anybody.
Do you know what? We need to sell him, man.
Yeah, Jeffy, he's homegrown. I mean, he needs to just join Winks down the championship. That would be a good move for him.
Another guy that I didn't think had a good game today, Christian Romero, 6.7. 1 interception. Apparently he had 2 tackles. I didn't see him. 100% on his ground duels. 66% on his aerial duels. Statistically, it looks like he was, better than I thought, but still 6.7 overall.
I give Romero the benefit of the doubt.
He had that one goal that he tried to shot. Well, I thought it was a pass. You guys said it was a shot where he just put it across the goal.
I can't wait till we play a good team and we get exposed for what we are defensively.
Remember when Romero missed that tap in the Leicester game that Sonny crossed to him? That it ended up being offsides, but oh my god, it was so horrific. So you
got Visario. We got Visario in 6.6. He got the actual low. Oh, I guess Jeff Tanganga got a little bit lower than him. He has 6.5. 6.6. I think he just got that because he didn't really have to do a whole lot because West Ham didn't do it in both times that he really was challenged. He conceded, but they were headers, wide open headers that no keeper is going to stop, to be honest with you. Only had 9 touches.
He gave that corner away.
For no reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really think we're gonna get, if we do buy center backs, you think we're gonna actually get 2 of them, or do you think we're only gonna get 1?
We'll buy 1 and then we'll bring back Longley.
So we got Brandon Austin, second half players now, 6.6. I didn't think he was kind of. Stell said he should have come out for that 3rd goal.
All day long he should have come out for it.
didn't really have a lot to do either, to be honest.
His dad's American. I told you, he's a basketball player. His dad. They rate him highly in the academy. They put him ahead of Alfie Whiteman. He plays for England. I think he's in the England under-21 team.
Yeah, well, we've got a better young keeper, so that's why I guess we haven't tried to sign him for the USMNT if his dad's American. Davinson Sanchez, though, while we all hate his guts, I would agree with this score of him being the best defender of the day. Not that he's a good defender, but I'm telling you, on the day he was the best defender.
He's shit, man.
He was also at fault for that third goal too. Ground duels, aerial duels, 100%. Possession lost 4 times. Didn't have a lot of touches, 44. Key passes 1. Big chances created 1. Shots on target 1.
Seeing players so disappointing.
Yeah, especially for the amount that I think he was the second most expensive center back we've ever signed.
Yeah, he is 42 million from Ajax. We signed the only Ajax player that's shit in the history of Ajax.
Ben Davies 6.7. I didn't think Ben Davies did anything wrong. I didn't think he did anything great either. It looks from it. 1 interception, 1 tackle. That's 66% in grand duels, 50% aerial duels.
Isn't that Ben Davies all over? If you were to describe Ben Davies in one word, you'd say 6.7.
Yeah, 6.7. Every game he's 6.7. Never really makes a mistake. Never does anything great. That's Ben Davies for you. He's 6.7. Emerson Royale 6.8.
Another donkey.
I mean, some of the passes and some of the shots this guy took today were just silly. I got dribble past once, so that's not good. Ground duels 4 for 7. Aerial duels. Yeah. Are we gonna get in trouble for shitting on this guy because he wasn't in that dude's list before? So maybe we'll get
Emerson Royale is shit.
Destiny Doji, another standout player for me in the second half. Great going forward. Scored a
good goal as well.
Great header.
Yeah, good goal.
1 tackle. On the ground duel side of thing, I'd like to see this be 100%. He was only 50% on that. Aerial duels, he was fine. Passing wise, he looked good. 3 for 2 on his crosses, that's good. 1 for 1 with his long balls. 1 shot on target, 1 dribble. He had that one really good run that Perisic screwed up. Remember that?
That's what I spoke about earlier.
Yeah, he won the ball back, drove down the pitch. I think for a young guy, he's got a lot of promise.
I love the fact Alexander Hilton calls Udoji Udinio.
We got Pape Matar with about the same score, 7.4 statistical rating. I think Pape Matar kind of started off the second half slow, but he finished really strong.
Yeah. Well, do you know why? The start of the half, he was quite high up. When he dropped back a bit, he was better.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more comfortable behind that forward line rather than mixed up with it. Although he did kind of blow that pass. He should have squared the ball to Richarlison. And then he had a couple other shots that were just kind of like way over the bar. But as far as his midfield play is concerned, as far as like a holding midfielder, I thought he was pretty good. 2 for 2 on his dribbles. He is good on the ball. He can dribble the ball. Ground duels 3 for 3. He's good at winning the ball back too. There's a couple times too where he got stuck in and won the ball off people. 100% on his ground duels, 100% on his aerial duels. Pretty good performance, I think, for Pape Matar. Højbjerg, I thought was better than Basuma. Statistically, was too, I think, unless Basuma had a 7.1. I can't remember.
He made a nice through ball.
Yeah, made a nice couple through balls. Long balls, he was 4 for 4 on those long balls. Those kind of like diagonal passes that he makes. He's really good at those diagonal passes.
As long as we've got someone that can do those.
Ground duels, though, he was found wanting. Only 33% of his ground duels. Got dribble pass once, 1 tackle. Højbjerg is just kind of one of those guys that's just sits on the fence, really doesn't do a whole lot. Ivan Perisic was given a 7.7. I don't know why. He was on the ball quite a bit.
Can we talk about Maddison's free kick that hit the wall and how everyone said we're lucky now we've got Maddison taking free kicks? He smashed it straight.
Well, it wasn't straight into the wall. In fact, if you watch the replay, it just kind of bounced. There was a hole between the Tottenham players and the West Ham players, and it just kind of glanced off the shoulder of the edge of the West Ham wall. So it was just kind of an unlucky. He got more curve on it than he probably should have. But if he had threaded that needle, it would have been. It was a better free kick than Harry Kane takes.
Yeah, I don't care. Harry Kane does not need to be taking free kicks. It doesn't matter if Maddison is hitting it into the wall for a few times. Just get Harry Kane off of him.
Yeah. But we're talking about second half players now. Ivan Perisic, 7 key passes today. I guess he was doing quite a few crosses over there from that left-hand side. 17 out of 5. If people are thinking that Manor Solomon was amazing today, how come nobody's talking about Ivan Perisic? Played in the same position, and Ivan Perisic blew him out of the water.
Because everything is done on the eye test.
Even on the eye test, Perisic did way more than Manor Solomon did.
Yeah, but people want Perisic gone, and they want to get hyped about Solomon, so they're going to hype up the good things.
So they'll lie? Basically, more dribbles than Solomon, more crosses than Solomon, more long balls completed than Solomon.
You know what it's like. You set your brain up to pick up the things you want to pick up, and kind of just not notice.
Called confirmation bias.
So, hot take about Perisic, I will say, is that I think that out of all of our summer signings, the one that has made the biggest impact for us last season. So if you think about it that way, most successful, then it was Perisic. He was the only player that we signed from last summer that last season started regularly, like went into the starting 11 and actually contributed. In the beginning of the season, he was collecting all the assists there. He was
led the team in assists last season.
Yeah, he led the team in assists. He is the best signing from last summer specifically for last season. He made the biggest contribution, even though I know he kind of fell apart towards the end of the season. But, everybody kind of fell apart towards the end of the season, to be fair.
I think Perisic is not going to last playing this high-intensity Ange ball for shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he's playing as a backup, if he's no longer playing in the fullback role and he's the backup for Son, right? I think he's a quality, like, if you're talking about quality drop-off...
He doesn't score.
He does. He scored a few. He scored, 2-3 goals last season?
No.
Yeah, he scored 2.
He scored 1.
1?
Dude, he doesn't score.
Well, he's playing as a fullback. But what I'm saying is, I think who would you rather have coming in for Son off the bench, Solomon or Perisic?
Fuck.
That's what do they call it? The devil. What do they call it? The devil's choice or the devil's one of those things.
Solomon, because he
That's
actually has.
Who do you want as president of America? Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? The lesser of two evil. Like,
I would honestly say Solomon.
Yeah.
I still rather have Solomon.
Perisic
just looks like an old man to me. He looks decent on the Croatia team, but that Croatia team is built. They're just built different, so he just looks different. But whenever I see him, it just looks like an old man. You can do a couple of good things, but he just.
Are you ageist? Are you ageist, De La Spurs?
I'm sorry. It's just the truth. It's just the truth to me.
Will, do you know what I would do? I'd play Reggie left wing.
Regular?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't defend. So
exactly.
He can defend better than any of our other options at that position. I guarantee you.
I think Reggie is the best crosser of the ball in our club.
He is. There's no doubt about that.
So I play left wing.
Poro's pretty good too, though. To be honest with you, some of those balls, like that one cross that Poro had, where he took it to the touch or the baseline, and then kind of like blindly, popped it up, and it was like perfect, head dead on, and then they muffed it.
Reggie left wing.
On that note, I gotta head off. I got work in the morning, a workshop, boring workshop to attend tomorrow morning.
When school start for you?
We have pre-planning August 2nd through the 9th, and then we start on the 10th and stuff. So
They started on the 2nd here.
Yeah.
So your school's open in August.
Yeah, because we're done at the end of May, so we get June and July off.
So we're done next week, end of this week, and then we're off until the first week of September.
Yeah. Now I remember, because most people don't know, I almost moved to Rochdale. I was going to get a teaching job there. This was right before COVID happened. Yeah, I was going to get a teaching job and I knew that school started in September because I have some mates over there. My mate's wife is a teacher, and so, but that process stopped because of COVID. It was a world shutdown.
When are you going live next, Mars?
I actually go live because I'm taking the week off because all the shows today, like tomorrow, wouldn't make sense. So Spurs Lounge will come back next Wednesday. But this Thursday is the premiere of North London is Ours. What I'm going to do is stream on both channels to kind of preview the other channel. So please, guys, go to Soccer Sessions and subscribe. But this first episode is going to be off the chain. It's Tottenham versus Arsenal. It's called North London is Ours. It will be on Thursday, and it will be simulcast on both channels, Tottenham Away and Soccer Sessions, just for this week to get everybody over to Soccer Sessions. So really excited about that. It's going to be co-hosted by me and TJ, and we're going to have weekly different Spurs representatives. He'll have some Arsenal representatives, and we'll talk about both our teams, and we'll also maybe talk trash. We'll probably talk trash, but it'll be all fun and good, and it'll be real good. So check it out. Really
Tune
excited.
in for the drama.
Like Captain Blimp's answer to Bryce's. He says, it's like saying, who do you shag if you can? Your mom or your sister? And Captain Blimp says, sister, obviously. But thanks for coming on, Mari. Everybody go make sure you guys watch this show tomorrow. It'll be here on Tottenham Away. Thursday.
Big up, Maury. I'm gonna go as well, guys. I'm tired. It's 3:30 a.m. here, and
yeah, we're just gonna finish up these next players, and then we're probably gonna end it off too because it's 2 hours, and then it's just 5 minutes before I end. Eugene's gonna jump on and
I'm gonna wish you good night, everyone. I'm gonna go have wet dreams about Solomon moving to South Korea,
taking out him and some.
That's it. Peace.
All right,
bye, man. And then you got so Giovanni Lo Celso, the one that Stelios was slightly right about, was easily for me the best player in the second half. 3 for 3 on his long balls, really just kind of threading the needle. 2 key passes. Probably should have had several assists, but look, I don't have biases, and I'm not a biased person. And if Giovanni Lo Celso under Postecoglou can play the same way that he played today every day, that's a big if. I'm just saying, if that's possible, I'd like to keep him.
Well, he don't want to keep you though. He don't like to keep you.
He might now, if he starts to feel some love, right? He's been hated on and shit on by managers for a while now. So if he starts to feel some Postecoglou love, it may change his mind.
Agent Romero. They're already best buddies.
And maybe that'll help Romero out too,
Maybe, yeah.
They're countrymen, so. But if you think about it, the way Lo Celso played today, if he had Maddison, Lo Celso, and then a quality 6, we've got some depth in that midfield then. You know what I mean? Basuma, can come in and out and do a job. You've got, I think we get like watching today's performance, just on today's performances, which I know that's not, a good thing to do. But if we're doing that, if you took, I would rather sell Højbjerg off and keep Lo Celso than keep Højbjerg and let Lo Celso go. If he continues to play like he did today, that's a big if. Scored a goal. Alfie Devine, 7.3 on the sofa score rating. I was unimpressed with Mr. Devine today, to be honest with you. 100% his passes. Played super safe. 3 key passes, apparently. 20-ish percent, 25%-ish on his crosses. Good on the long balls. I mean, statistically not bad. Horrible on the ground duels, but for me, the dude just took way too long. And if there were times when there were players making runs and he just sat and held onto the ball. I didn't think he played bad, but he's just not. He just looked like a guy that's not ready, right? Like if he were to play a team that was going to come out and actually put pressure on him, he would have been found out hard, right? The way West Ham was just kind of sitting back and with a low line and not really putting any pressure on him gave him the ability to have that time. But most teams aren't going to give you that time. For Charleston, I don't know how he got a 7.2 in the SofaScore ratings. It's got to be for the number of. It's going to be for the number of touches and the number of shots taken that were completely off target, because he had 1 shot, 5 shots in total, 1 shot off, or actually 7 shots in total, 2 blocked, 4 off target, and 1 on target. And the 1 on target was a header that was just basically placed right at Papadanski from 4 yards away.
He touched the ball a lot. He was on it a lot. Well, I guess.
Big chances
I guess
missed.
you can say on it.
Big chances missed 1. Dribble attempts 1 for 1. Better dribbler than Solomon was. Hit the woodwork 1 time. Only 19 touches. Really, I thought it was only for more. Offsides more than that. Key passes. Ground duels 2 for 2. Look, defensively, I think Richarlison does more work up top. But he definitely does nothing going forward. And I'm not looking for a good defender as my striker.
Well, versus who? You said does more work up.
Offsides twice. Didn't like Harry Kane, like defensively pressing and trying to win the ball up high up the pitch. Getting stuck in, battling people in aerial duels and the balls.
But not Sonny. Does he do more defensive work than Sonny?
I don't know. Son wasn't a presser last season. That's not what his role was. He was drop deep, back to goal, type of a deal. So we'll have to see. This season will be a good comparison. Is he better than Son in the past at pressing? Absolutely not. But people will say that that's not valid because Son's older now. But we'll have to see. We can't compare the two of them today because Son didn't play today. So and that's it. It breaks it down. Final thoughts or any of that?
I mean, I say we still need center backs. And I agree with you. I think we also need a number 6, a strong number 6. I don't really know who. I think Goretzka is. I know Bayern are trying to get rid of him, but I don't know if he's necessarily a number 6 or the number 6 we're looking for. But I've seen him play the number 6 before, and I mean, he's a decent player for Germany, decent player for Bayern Munich, but I don't think he wants to go. I think there's already big teams after him. But I mean, I think we still need some center backs. I just think we still need to do some more shopping. I don't think it's finished, but I fear with our fan base, just seeing this first preseason game, I think a lot of fans are going to be like, that's it. This is all we needed. We just needed Post, and that's it. And now we can go into the season. So I hope that we still shop for the 2 center backs. I hope we bring in 2 center backs. I think we need to be rotating center backs. We should be able to rotate center backs. And I think we should be able to sell some of the center backs as well. especially I think Tanganga is probably, in my opinion, the first one to go.
Well, Tanganga definitely, even I'm surprised Joe Roden didn't get a look at today. Like out of the players that we were thinking about playing or whatever that we kind of started out with, I was surprised Joe Roden, because I want to see I want to see Romero and Roden. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna work, right? I just want to see it once, right? I want to give Roden the opportunity to kind of put in a Wales type of a performance, for us.
Well, I think that Roden
and he looks
is
like
more
that
leader, has more leadership than Tanganga, at least.
And I really like this kind of meme that I made. So if we sell them, then I can't use it anymore. So, Joe Roden thinks you rock, and Joe Roden thinks you suck. I like those. So, we should keep him just for that. Because although he's changed his hair color now, he's not bleach blonde anymore, so he doesn't look like, what's his name? I can't remember his name right now.
You suck.
But I like that meme. So
Robbie, oh gosh, what's his last name? Robbie something.
But it's like Michael Bolton, not Michael Bolton, but
Robbie is the first name.
No, it's not Robbie.
No, it's not.
No.
All right. English guy.
It's not. I don't even think he's English.
You sure?
Yeah. Someone in the chat.
Somebody in the chat help us.
I know Bryce knows who it is. I can't remember now.
Yeah. Can't remember anymore.
George Michael. Thank you.
George Michael. Oh, he was in Wham.
Yeah, George Michael.
Wham. He is.
See,
British.
I knew Bryce would know.
English. Am I right though?
I think George Michael's English.
He's English. He's English.
Yeah. George Michael is from London. Looks like Joe Roden.
And Joe Roden thinks you suck.
Right. Nick Brown, I am in total agreement with you, and I appreciate you being in the negativity hole with me.
I think this is the most realistic, and I agree with that.
Yeah. I appreciate that, and I agree with that.
But I hope, right, for my own sanity this season, that we do end up getting at least one. Like he may be Greek and like heritage, but he's English citizen, right? So he was born in London.
Yeah, I was like, that's why I was saying he was English. Wham is an English
his real last name is Penuatio, right? Like he's like a Postacoglu type of his parents immigrated from Greece.
Okay,
but,
well he's Greek, but I meant like he's English because like Wham is an English pop group. So
but he's born in London.
Yeah.
But I think we really need to get like I think if we want to be successful this season, quality 6, somebody who's used to covering for really bad defenders, like Tyler Adams, would be a good option. I think you could get him for pretty cheap from Leeds, or maybe even on loan from Leeds. Like even if you didn't want to sign him, right? You could they would probably loan him to us if we paid his wages, right? Now that they're in the championship,
right? Yeah, because then actually, who else?
Because can you think of another number 6 who's more used to covering for bad defenders?
I can't really say that I do. I'm trying to think of some names in the Premier League, but
even for the US, that's what Adams does, is cover up the mistakes of people like Long and Zimmerman and right.
If we
makes
don't,
those
if we don't
amazing
get
tackles
Adams,
inside the box.
if we don't get Adams, which I don't think we will, because I don't even see any links to him whatsoever from us.
I don't see any links to him from anyone.
Yeah.
Scary.
No, Brighton and Villa, and
If Brighton won, that should tell you right there that he's a good player. So.
Yeah, Brighton, West Ham, and Villa have all been rumored links to him. Out of those,
as a replacement for Declan Rice, he would be a better replacement. I think Tyler Adams is better than Declan Rice.
Yeah, so that's what they were looking at him
I'm not
for.
joking.
They were looking for a replacement. West Ham was looking at him as a replacement for Rice, and then Brighton's looking at him as a replacement for Casado.
Big up, damn. I'm Tyler Adams. I'm gonna say this. You can clip it all you want to. I'll even go big screen for people.
All
Tyler
right.
Adams is a better 6 than Declan Rice. Saying it.
Yeah, the Arsenal fans aren't gonna like that.
Yes, Bryce.
They're gonna like that at all.
I didn't say Greece. I said Greek.
Bryce, yes, Adams is still with Leeds as of right now, but he's injured. I actually don't think he's going to make a move until he's like a little bit better with his injury. I think that's maybe what's holding him back a little bit right now.
How far out is he on that?
On his injury?
Yeah, I know he had to have surgery.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I was just hearing reports that like his strategy or whatever, his agent's strategy, these are all rumors, ITKs and stuff, whatever, right? But like saying that they were going to wait for the dust to settle with all the major transfers and get him a little bit more fit and then make some moves then. But he's been kind of in talks with Villa, West Ham, and Brighton as all being like interested parties. Not really talks per se, but interested parties.
Yeah, so he said apparently he had a non-invasive operation on his hamstring. And this is as of June 12th. They said he'll most likely miss Leeds' first game against Arsenal. But there's no like clear. He obviously was ruled out of the Gold Cup, and so I'm saying he's probably gonna. I would say he's probably won't be back like fit probably until at least mid-August, September.
Yeah, so I think that's maybe what's kind of delaying some of the movement on making a move, probably.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, he is one of my favorite players for the U.S. men's national team, and I think one of the best. Like,
he is.
I
my
like
favorite
sixes.
Player. He is my favorite player for the men's national team,
and he's one of the best sixes that I've seen. I think he's the best 6 in his age group in the world.
Yeah, he definitely shows a lot of maturity for his age, especially being put in the position he's in on the national team. Yeah, I think he's definitely.
And he seems humble. Obviously, you can never tell, but like, I mean, he seems like a pretty like humble.
Yeah,
dude
easily the best player for us in the World Cup. Easily,
yeah, like, good player, humble, works hard, takes accountability.
Right, just a good kid.
That's why the players voted him captain for the World Cup.
Right, Captain America's not captain.
Yeah, I know. They took a vote when they got to Qatar. They took a vote and they did not vote in Pulisic. Just saying, they voted for Adams to be their captain.
You're right.
And he was easily for the best player for USMNT. Like he bossed England. Like that's what I'm saying. He bossed England.
I don't think a lot of England fans like to admit, but I think that was probably one of the more entertaining USA versus England games that I've seen. I think in just quality in certain areas we couldn't match, but I think as far as like the actual football we were playing, I mean, we were right there with them. I don't think they had. If we scored, I think we could have beat them because I don't think they had anything to score that game. So I think if we would have gotten at least one goal, we could have won.
Bryce, I don't know what maybe Will has a better idea, but I don't know what Adams would go for. But we could get him for cheap. We definitely get him for less than we would have otherwise got him since Leeds
because they got relegated. So
yeah, they need they know that they have to like get rid of players, and he's like their best player that they need to sell. So
like even like a loan with an option. I think a loan with an option would be a great thing to do, right? Because then you're getting him off of the wage bill of Leeds, right? So they don't have to pay those wages with the amount of money that they got coming in.
I think he'll want a permanent move, though. They might have to.
That's what I'm saying. It's a loan with an option, right? So that means if he does well, right, you buy him, and if Leeds gets promoted against next year and he doesn't do well, he can stick around.
Like Aronson has already done a loan to Union Berlin.
Yep. Tyler Adams for me, man. If he would have stayed fit, I don't think Leeds gets relegated.
Yeah,
I think
same.
he's that
I
big of
agree.
a player. Really
I
do.
agree.
Folks, that's it for us. We will be live next time. Again, now that the preseason's rolling, we'll be doing these after matches. So there won't be like a set Saturday show. I think the next fixture is on the 23rd, which is like a what, Sunday?
It is, yes.
Yeah, so we'll be doing it Sunday night after that game there with Leicester, right? That's what we're playing.
Yeah.
And
Spurs fan Union did have a very good season. They're going to be in Europe.
Yeah, they'll be playing in the Champions League next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've shot up through the Bundesliga. They went from relegation back to being steady contenders, and now, like you said, yeah, they're back in Europe.
So that's a really good loan for Aronson because he gets to play in Europe next season.
Yep. So we will be live after that game, and then we will the next live show, I guess, will be Mari's show on Thursday. Make sure you guys check that one out. Keep sending me. I've got a few people sending me some links and stuff like that, some videos to react to. Keep sending those to me, and I'm going to start pumping those out on the regular. So if you see anybody or see any things that were said that you think are dumb and you want me to react, or you think are cool and you want me to react, hit me up on Twitter at WillStewart365 and or Instagram at THFCRants. I think, or is it WillStewart365? I don't remember. I think it's just THFCRants on Instagram. And we will do that. But
can we send you videos of yourself being dumb for you to react to?
Sure, I guess.
React to yourself.
I don't know if that's ever been done before, but
I knew you were going to say that.
we could try. But that's all we got for tonight, man. It was a good one. It was fun. I'm going to go eat some food. Everybody out there, thank you for liking, subscribing, although a lot of you guys didn't like the show today for some reason. But thank you for those that did. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for the guys that put in the super chats. I think we had two here. We had one from Anthony Fleur for $5 and Steve, Strasburg Steve for $5. Big you guys up, all of that stuff. And we'll see you guys next time. Stay strong. Stay Spurs. And why did I repeat myself? And we'll see you. I hate it when I walk over my own outro, you know? What are you going to do? See you next time. Peace.